And we are live. So, Cowboys versus Raiders. Should be an interesting one. Obviously, I'm picking the Cowboys. I don't think it's been close. One, I'll say this. It'll be interesting to see how the Cowboys defense is with Quinnen Williams. So, first game with Quinnen Williams. Actually, able to see him since they had to bye last week. Obviously, Dak's been really good. Raiders defense, not really the best. So it'll be interesting to see how the Cowboys do. If I had to guess, I think I said like 31 to like 20. I'm giving that benefit of the doubt, like the Raiders scoring late. I don't think it's a big close one, but I'm hoping for a decent game. As long as it's decent, like I said, even if it's like a little bit blowout, I'm fine with that. As long as it's not like a terrible game. I'm very glad I did not stream Sunday night's game. I was coming back really late from the Panthers Falcons game, so I wasn't able to stream it. I'm very glad I missed that one because that one was terrible. The Lions versus Eagles that would have been rough to stream, but got this game Raiders versus Cowboys, and then Thursday will be the last stream that I do for. Well, no, actually no, I do Thursday night stream the Bills versus Texans, and then I will do Monday's stream. The Panthers versus 49ers. So I'm excited for that one. Like I said, that's going to be a primetime game for actually the Panthers. So there we go. So the game ready to start, and Daniel Carson going to kick this ball away. So Cowboys start off with the ball. Going to be a knuckleball. That's going to be returned at about the 8-yard line, up to the 15, up to the 20, up to the 25, and basically back to the 26 where I think it's Tolbert was the one that was recovering it. Maybe. So first down attempt at the 26-yard line for the Cowboys. Hello, Daniel. How you doing? How you doing? Everybody's happy. Well, I'm happy. Most of our fans are happy, except for Emmanuel, unfortunately. So I want to hear from Emmanuel how he's feeling after the news about Michael Penix. So going to be Dak Prescott under center, two tight end set. Williams in the backfield. Going to be a handoff to Williams. Going to try the left side. He's going to come back inside and gets about two and a half. So about second down and 8. Also, if you can tell, my voice is a little bit cracked because, like I said, I was at the Panthers Falcons game and my voice is almost gone, and that's why it might be sounding a little scratchy. So, going to be shotgun formation. Right back to his right. Dak Prescott. Going to have Bunch to the right. Now I'm going to send Tolbert in motion up to the left. Oh, sorry, Turpin in the motion, sorry. Hand off to Javonte Williams. Is going to get about 3 yards in play. So it's going to be third down about either 4 or 5. 4:11 left to go. Not 4:11. 14:11 left to go in the first quarter. So far, they have not brought out CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens. I'm just not noticing that too. Don't know what the reason for that is. I also do like the fact that the Cowboys coaches are all wearing Marshawn Neyland shirts. So they're down 4. Shotgun formation. Trips to the right. Running back to his left. Draws back to pass. And Dak is going to step in the pocket. Is going to scramble out to the right. Going to be a hold anyways. Throws down the field. Should be offensive pass interference on Tolbert, but it's not going to be. But it was a hold either way, so it didn't really matter. So it'll be 4th down and 4. We're going to have to punt this ball away. Oh, it's Brad Allen who's the referee. Okay. Don't really like Brad Allen. All right, so 3 and out for the Cowboys. Not looking the best. But, I mean, I also don't understand, like, is there something I'm missing? Is there a reason why CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens wasn't out there for the first drive? Like, they're both all fully dressed, so I have no idea. All right. Well, anyways, gonna punt this ball away, and it's going to be a return by Trey Tucker up to the 24-yard line, up to the 30, up to about the 31 before he gets drilled. So first down to the 31-yard line. Hello, Ryan. How are we on this illustrious Monday? Well, there, Emmanuel, I feel amazing. My voice doesn't. Like I said, I was screaming at the Panthers, the Falcons game. Um, but I feel amazing outside of that. Panthers are 6-5. Going against the 49ers on Monday Night Football. It'll be a huge game for us. Do I think we win? I hope so, but I don't know if we will. But Emmanuel, I want to know how you're feeling while I'm about to call this play. First down 10 from about the 31-yard line under center. Two tight end set. Going to be a play action pass with Geno Smith, who's going to throw across the middle, and that's going to be caught. That's going to be Brock Bowers up to about the 49-yard line. I don't need that to happen. I need Brock Bowers, Trey Tucker, and Brandon Aubrey to combine for like less than 30 points. I know it's a tall task, but I need that to happen. Not the best start. So first down 10 with the 49-yard line. Going to be under center once again. Two tight end set to the left. Genty in the backfield, obviously. Going to be a handoff to Genty, who's going to size the defender, and I think his ankle's messed up. I didn't like the way that his ankle went. His ankle was like this, but it looks like he's fine. To quote our hopeful future OC Mike McDaniels, life is great because every day we get closer to death. Oh, I feel like death, sorrow, doom, despair, straight pain to dome. I guess I kind of get that. Shotgun formation, Ginger to his right. Second down 11 from the 48-yard line. John Smith to pass. And Geno Smith throws to the left side, and that's going to be caught by Trey Tucker, only for about 3 or 4 yards, but I don't really need that. Like I said, I don't need Trey Tucker, Brock Bowers, and Brandon Aubrey to combine for 30 points. And I'd rather them just not get anything. Emmanuel, you know what? At the end of the day, you'll have maybe a top 10 pick for the Rams. But you'll still be a top 10 pick. So, third down 7 for the 49-yard line of the Cowboys. Shotgun formation with Jenny to his left. Geno Smith. Goodness. Trips to the right. Draws back to pass. And he's got time. He's going to get sacked. Oh, no, he threw out of the sack and threw it to Michael Mayer, who got maybe 2 yards. Great job there with Donovan Wilson. Be fourth down for the Raiders. Got to punt this ball away with 11:08 left to go in the first quarter. Yeah, like I said, I hate it for the Falcons because, even though the season didn't look to be the best, the fact that you don't have your first-round pick, you have a winnable, couple of games left. You have, the Saints twice, you got the Jets, you got the Cardinals. So, if Michael Penix was still there, you could try to compete for something, but you're on a 5-game lose streak after you beat the Bills, which is kind of sucky. So Ed Jaco, I'm going to punt this ball away, and it's going to be nicely done by the return team down at the 4-yard line. So first down 10 at the 4-yard line for the Cowboys, 10:27 left to go in the first quarter. Sad that I live in the timeline where that coaches aren't in a bread line, but what will I do? Well, here's the thing. I was talking to a Falcons fan while we were heading on out. We were both being reasonable. We were being hey, both had a great game. He was wishing that they had kind of changed some stuff after Michael Penix went down. And I was like, well, it's unfortunate. That's part of the limitations with Kirk Cousins. And it kind of is. So, it's understandable from the OC's perspective. You're kind of stuck with Kirk Cousins now. So, there's not much you can do outside of, pistol because you just can't move anymore. But it's – I think the best way to put this. Obviously, we already know we want to get rid of the OC. And if you get Mike McDaniels, it'd be amazing. But I don't think he will. The fact that it's been 5 straight losses and it's probably going to get worse, I'm now on the train that it's probably going to be Raheem Morris's last year. I don't think it should. Like I said, in my opinion, I still think you should keep Raheem Morris. It's not just a Panthers fans trying to keep the Falcons down. I'm just saying, I think that if you give him a better OC, obviously you probably won some games you lost, especially with your defense being improving. But when your defense on a hobbled Bryce Young because he like literally broke his ankle, or that's what was reported initially, throws for 448 yards on you. It's not really the best. It doesn't look good for you. Uh, Adobe, I'm sure. Hey, Adobe, I'm sure you're feeling great. I mean, you are. Oh, they're talking about right now the Monday Night Football game, Panthers versus 49ers. Adobe, I'm sure you're feeling great. I mean, y'all are first in division. Now you still got all the division games, pretty much all the games, division games in front of you, besides the Vikings. But you got everything in front of you. Zoe, how you doing? Hello, hello, hello. Broncos also got a win. Congratulations, beating the Chiefs, putting them at 500. That's very nice, very nice. I think y'all have. Oh, who y'all have next week? I'm trying to think who we have next week. But right now, you're still first. You're first in the AFC, so things are looking up for the Broncos. Going to be a handoff to Javonte Williams, who gets almost a first down. Depends on what spot. Might give him first down. Might be second down to one. But no, second down and one. Okay, and finally, George Pickens is in. I don't know. Like I said, I was talking about this earlier, but like for some reason on the first drive, George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb were not in the game. So I was like, what is that all about? But now they are. Second down and one. Javonte Williams going to be in the backfield. Going to be under center. Going to be a handoff to him, who's going to easily get the first down. Gains about 2 yards though. Well, yeah, 2 or 3 yards. First down 10. Let's see here. Morris is begging to be fired. He said there is no such thing as a bad team, only bad leaders. I wanted his head today. I was expecting to walk up to the good news, said straight BS. Well, it would be a Carolina Reaper kind of thing for us to get a coach fired. It'd be hilarious to happen though, but probably not. Probably not this early in the season. I say early in the season, it's like week 11, but still. Going to be 9:20 left to go in the first quarter. Going to be a play action pass. Dak Prescott's got time. Going to try to avoid the sack, and that might be a fumble. And it's going to be recovered by the Raiders. Is it a fumble? I think it's a fumble. I think it's a fumble. I don't think it's a tuck rule. That's fumble caused by Max Crosby. And it's going to set up 1st and 10 for the Raiders. 9-11, never forget. Left to go in the first quarter. Next week is our bye week. Oh, okay. So next week, bye week for the Broncos. Yep, that's a fumble, baby. That is a fumble. The ball was moving. So, hey, you're looking good. Hopefully the Chiefs continue to crumble. They do have the Texans in a couple of weeks, so it'll be interesting to see. Let's see. Yeah, still cautiously optimistic. You know, the hardest part of our schedule is coming up. But it's nice to say that we're in first place for the first time since 2020 when the Bears started 5-1 then. Yeah, like I said, you just got to take it, take anything positive at this point. Plus, it's also the first year. So the first year, Ben Johnson, you're hoping that, Ryan Poles can kind of actually, help rebuild the roster again. So, make a good draft, make good draft picks next year. I mean, technically, he's been doing so far. I mean, I've generally liked most of your draft picks, so I think he's been doing a pretty good job. From the 15-yard line, first down 10, shotgun formation. Jenny to his right, trips to the right. Geno Smith drops back a pass and is going to get sacked. And is that by Kenny Clark? Kenny Clark with a sack. 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and it's going to be second down and long for the Raiders. Yes, thank you so much, Dobie. Thank you. Congratulations. Manuel, I'm hopeful the sun will shine again on your Falcons again real soon for your sake. OMG, I forgot about the Carolina Reaper thing now. It's always the darkest before dawn, but, it's not even midnight yet. Yeah. A little dump off to Genty, who, gets about 4 yards. Well, no, actually, no, probably got about 6. So, third down about 11. Yeah, like I said, for me, if I'm the Falcons, obviously, it doesn't feel great that you're probably going to give up the top 10 pick. I don't think it's top 5. Some people are trying to say top 5. I'm like, no. Yes, Kirk Cousins is bad, but you literally have the Saints twice, the Jets, and also the Cardinals. And so I'm going to assume that you win you go at the very least 2-2. So that'd be five. That'd be 5 wins, and I don't think you're going to be a top 10 pick, a top 5 pick with us with 5 wins. Geno Smith dropping a pass, throws for the end zone, and thankfully he misses Trey Tucker. 4th and 12. I needed that. I don't need Trey Tucker or Brock Bowers or not or and Brandon Aubrey to combine for 30 points. That's how I win fantasy. And I really should not have won fantasy. I was so stupid. I did not start Ted McMillan, who had 29 fantasy points. Vidal had 3 points for me. Justin Herbert had like maybe 5 points for me. So my fantasy week was terrible. But let's see here. My boy Daniel Carson, Megatron, and it's going to be kick is up and kick is good, 35 yards out. So 3-0, 7:55 in the first quarter, and the Raiders are looking pretty good. Well, they were able to get the score, thankfully. But yeah, like I said, we have had the Panthers are on a track record of getting coaches fired after we beat them. That's the reason why a lot of people thought that after we beat the Dolphins that Mike McDaniel was going to get fired. He probably still is at the end of the season, but unless something crazy happens, which I don't think is going to happen. Ooh, I need that. Like I said, my throat is very, very what's the word I'm looking for? It's a little scratchy because I've been I was screaming. Still can't believe we have the top 3 leaders in interceptions, something they haven't done this late in the season since 1985. Hey, it was a great year for y'all. Truly anomaly given how bad the defense is giving up yards. Kind of. I mean, like, I can understand also the same exact thing too. Like, okay. Turnovers are one thing. They're opportunistic, but they give a lot of yards. But I can't. It's like I'm trying to think. It's like happened like the last 3 years. So there was another defense. It's kind of similar with the Bears, where they are just opportunistic, and it leads to hey, like if it works, it works. Then unfortunately, it kind of struck midnight for that team. But I can't think of who I'm thinking of. But anyways, but like I said, if you're the Bears, yes, right now. You're giving up a lot of yards. However, you're getting some people back. I believe. Did you? I might be wrong, but didn't you get Jalen Johnson back this week or next week? I know you're getting some people back. Obviously, it should help. Also, like you're hoping that some of your younger guys, kind of like as season progresses, they get a little bit better. So there's still chances for the Bears to get a little better in defense, but you're probably, if I had to guess, you're probably going to invest in your defense, especially if there's somehow you can get some more help on your. Well, I don't know if it's help on your defensive line, but I kind of feel like you probably need more help on your defensive line, just to kind of help you get more pass rush. I think you could go corner, but I wouldn't want to go corner. But you could probably pair somebody with Jalen Johnson. That might be good too. Anyways, you go a lot of different ways with your defense. I feel like the Bears are going to go defense first round, if I had to guess. I mean, you've done a lot of investing on your offense, so it would make sense. Speaking of defensive stats, Dobie, do you know what team has the most sacks in a 3-game losing streak? It's the Falcons. Because why wouldn't it be? Yeah, y'all had y'all had like 7 against the Colts. Y'all had how many did y'all have against us? I know you got after Bryce, so 3 or 4, I think, then in our game. So yeah, 18 in those 3 games. That's pretty incredible. Vikings had the real record with 24 in 3 games, win or lose. That's still his window started. Okay, his window started. Okay, I want to say either last Tuesday or Wednesday. So he's expected back by the Packers game at the latest. Since we have the Steelers this Sunday and then Eagles on Black Friday. That's right. Third up, George Pickens completed for a first down, about a 12 or 13-yard gain. First down 10 for the Cowboys. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that he was coming back. So obviously that's going to help out your defense. I mean, especially giving up a whole bunch of yards. But I'll be interested to see what the Bears do in the offseason. Obviously, you still got this season. But with how well y'all been playing so far, I mean, you could legitimately make a playoff run next year with how good your defense is still now, and add investment that you're probably going to do with Caleb getting another year in Ben Johnson's scheme, and also the young players still playing in your scheme as well. So like the Bears like their future looks very very bright. Second down and 7 at a 3-yard gain. 6:50 left to go in the first quarter. Under center, going to be a play action pass, and going to dump it off to the tight end, up to the 50, up to the 45, and down to the 39-yard line. That's actually Lipke with the catch and run. So first down 10 for the Cowboys. Yeah, 24 in 3 games is kind of wild. I mean, 18 in 3 games is wild. I'm not going to lie, Emmanuel, but 24 is crazy. Going to be a handoff. That's going to be to Javonte Williams. Gains up to the 31-yard line, get 8 yards. Second down 2 for the Cowboys, hoping to try to punch in a little bit. They're only down 3-0. George W. Bush is going to be on Peyton and Eli. That's kind of wild. How old is George W? Let's see here. How old would George W be? He's got to be like what, 80 something, maybe. Under center, 3 tight ends set. Going to be a play action pass, and throws, and it's actually batted at the line by, I believe, is that Jerry Tillery? I think it's Jerry Tillery that batted that one at the line. No, is that, wait. Who is that? 99. I don't know why I thought that was Jerry Tillery. That's not Jerry Tillery. Who is 99 for the, I don't know who number 99 is for the Raiders. But I've heard that one too many times after 2018, after 2010. I'm hopeful, but I'm just going to be cautiously optimistic about almost the next few years, given how many times I've heard that on. I can understand that. Throwaway for Dak Prescott on third down 3. He was getting pressured. 4th and 3. Got to kick a field goal. Crap. I don't want Brandon. I want Brandon Aubrey to make it, but I also want him to miss it. I'm in a constant state of panic because I got to watch out for 3 players to try to win fantasy this week. I should have won it. I should have won if I just started Ted McMillan, but probably not. So this is going to be a 50-yard field goal attempt by Brandon Aubrey from the right hash, so pretty much automatic. But kick is up, and kick is going to be good, right down the middle. So 3-3 tie, 5:36 left to go in the first quarter. And I don't know what George Pickens is talking about, but apparently he's talking about something. I don't know. Here's my thinking. I would say, Dobie. I understand being cautiously optimistic. The thing is, actually no, because 2018. You kind of had everything in front of you. Double joint happened, and you're like, well, that's a stroke of luck. We should be back. 2010, you make it all the way to the NFC Championship game with still a really good defense, and then it just falls apart for your offense, even with Matt Forte on being his amazing self. So, yeah, I guess I get that. I get where you come from, Dobie. I get where you're coming from. And also, like, this is still technically early in the season, so we don't know how the Bears' season is going to go, especially with like as hard of a schedule they have. I'm pretty sure it's like, I know it's Panthers, Bears are on that trajectory of having like one of the hardest schedules left, because the Panthers have the Buccaneers twice, have Seahawks, have Rams, have 49ers. And then we do have the Saints. We do have the Saints, thankfully. But we do have most of the other NFC West teams, and we have the Buccaneers. So we got a little rough one. But in like I said, the Bears, you got the Steelers, you got the Packers twice, you got the Bears. Oh, not Bears. You got the Lions twice, and then got the Eagles. I think who else you have. Don't you have like the Browns? I think you have the Browns left too. So that should be like a little bit of a help of like getting a little easy win. But yeah, I understand. I understand where you're coming from. After George Halas retired, Ben Johnson is one of the 5 coaches to have 7-3 start once for BJ, Nagy, Dick Duran. I have no idea who that is. 4 times for Lovie Smith, and 7 times for Mike Ditka. Go Dallas! Hey, we got Cowboys fan in here. Very good. I'm hoping that the Cowboys win. I'm hoping they do. I'm so mad at Aaron Rodgers right now. Why are you mad at Aaron Rodgers? Because he's not playing? So I'm pretty sure that's been reported that he might not be able to play their Dobie. Obviously, as a Bears fan, you would love to see Aaron Rodgers hopefully be able to beat Aaron Rodgers. Of course, he would get hurt right before a game in which we actually have a legit shot to beat him for the first time ever, and God knows how long. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure isn't his not. I think it's his non-throwing hand, right? I'm pretty sure it's like his non-throwing wrist. So I think he probably still could. He probably still could play, but I have no idea. 2015 Thanksgiving on Brett Favre's ring induction at Lambeau. That's the last time that you beat Aaron Rodgers. That's rough. I'm sorry. That's rough. So up to the 27-yard line, first down 10. Geno Smith throws, and that's going to be Jack Besh up to the 40, up to the 45, and out at about the 46-yard line. A first down and 10 for the Raiders. I do like me some Jack Besh. I say he's a more developmental guy, but I still like him coming out of TCU. Is that Sam Williams who got faked out? Yes, it is. Sam Williams, terrible, did not. He got faked up with that PA boot. Well, that naked bootleg. So first down, 10 at the 46-yard line. Geno Smith under center. Going to have a 3 tight end set. Going to be a play action pass, and Geno Smith takes a shot down the field. That's been caught. That's going to be Brock Bowers up to about the 38, 37-yard line. First down, 10 for the Raiders. So they're moving on down the field. Dick Duran was the coach from 1999 to 2003. Oh, okay, right before Lovie Smith. Okay, gotcha. Like I said, I was definitely not a fan of the NFL by then because I have no idea. I mean, I wasn't even born when he got hired. That's how. I mean, I'm not young, but I'm relatively young-ish. 4:15 left to go in the first quarter. Under center, going to be 3 tight ends to the right. Going to be a play action pass and throws down the field, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to be to Ian Thomas of all people. Past 20-yard line, about the 17 or 18-yard line. Another first down, another big chunk play by the Raiders to get in the red zone. 3:55 will go in the first quarter. So Ian Thomas, former Carolina Panther, they completely missed him. Goodness gracious. Thankfully, Malik Hooker was there. I mean, that would have been a touchdown. They did not cover that up at all. So from the 18-yard line, shotgun formation, 2 tight ends to the right, Gentry to his right, and going to be a fake toss, and that's a backward pass, but caught by Gentry, who loses. I mean, he's going to get it back to the 21-yard line. This is 3 yards. So second down 13, kind of a bad play there. But anyways, there we are. Let's see here. Jarn was one of the many coaches that came from the Mike Holmgren coaching tree. Oh, so Mike Holmgren was at the Packers. You're like, we'll just take for the Packers. Maybe that'll work. Due to defense is the only reason I'm even still watching. I love Walker that much. I swear I might even spare my sanity and not watch the Saints game. I either watch Red Zone and get work done. He definitely couldn't. Geno Smith throws. That's going to be a nice pass breakup. Who's that? Is that Deron Bland? Yes, it is. Deron Bland on Trey Tucker. Forced incompletion. Be third down and 14 for the Raiders. 2:51 left to go in the first quarter. That's a great pass breakup. But yeah, like I said, I would still. You can still watch your games. Now, I would only watch when the defense is on. I wouldn't watch Kirk Cousins because it gets pretty boring. So going to be empty set from the 21-yard line. Got to get up to about the 8.5. Draws back to pass and is getting some pressure. And that's going to be sacked. Now, is that going to be James Houston? I think it is. Yes, it is. James Houston with the sack. Good for you there, James Houston. former Lion. So fourth down and forever. Another field goal for the Raiders. So after, I mean, really and truly, like they were. Why does Quinnen Williams run like that? I don't know why Quinnen Williams looked like that, but he looked sluggish. That was weird. 45-yard field goal attempt for Daniel Carson, old Legatron, as he was nicknamed in college. Kick is away, and it's going to be up, and it is going to be. We know there'll always be somebody who knows more than us. So it's always good just to take in information. I love talking information and spreading it. I like that. But that is interesting that y'all took from Mike Homer's coaching tree. I mean, to be fair, I mean we took Dave Canales, who was the Bucks OC, though he technically, I mean, I guess he would technically still be under Todd Bowles. I would say more so Pete Carroll, even though he's only for 1 year for Todd Bowles. I still say probably be more so Pete Carroll. But feels good. Like I said, but now my throat is starting to get kind of more scratchy as we're going on. So I'm a little concerned about that. Yeah, like I said, I was at the Panthers Falcons game and screaming a little bit too much, and then also on the way back, we were jamming out because we were really late, so trying to stay awake, so kind of jamming out, so trying to hit those high notes that you definitely can't do, and also got my voice a little scratchy, so yeah, that's what you're hearing. Also going a little bit deeper. I think that's what's coming across as a little bit deeper than I normally do for some odd reason. Don't know. But yeah, so far Raiders are able to kind of move the ball on the Cowboys, which is not that crazy to think. Oh, this is the AI. Yes, it is. Why in the world are you showing up the AI commercial again? Coca-Cola? Why? Ooh. I hate it. Why do you do it again? I mean, it's technically kind of different, but it's still it's still AI. I don't understand why Coca-Cola did that. I don't understand why. Because they got so much flack for it last year. So why in the world are you doing that? They're showing the Panthers 49ers game, talking about Bryce Young, 448 passing yards. That was amazing to see. Like I said, I was sweating because when Bryce Young went down, I was like, crap, now we got to rely on old Andy Dalton. And then it was like reported he was going to the locker room, and I was like, crap. And then the next drive, I see old Bryce Young coming out, and I'm like, I thought it was just reported that he broke his ankle. And then he proceeded to throw 448 passing yards. Turpentine gets up to about the 32-yard line, so first down 10 for the Cowboys, 155 to go in the first quarter. Yeah, I'm really excited for that one. I'm hoping the Panthers can get a win. If we can get a win against the 49ers, I think we'll make the playoffs. If we don't, I don't feel confident that we will, because I don't think we can sweep the Buccaneers. I think we can still win a game, but I don't think we can sweep the Buccaneers. And the Buccaneers' remaining schedule is easier than ours. So, under center, two tight ends to the right, going to be a play-action pass, and he's got all day to throw. Throws down the field, has to be wide open. Has to be George Pickens, who gets about midfield. First down 10 for the Cowboys. Yeah, he just sat inside the zone. So, first down 10. Dak's going to scramble out to his right. Throws across the body. Has to be George Pickens up to the 35-yard line. Get about 15 yards. First down 10 once again for the Cowboys. Now, earlier, the Raiders were able to get chunk plays, but then they kind of stalled out in the red zone. Let's see what happens here for the Cowboys. Like I said, they're at the 35-yard line, but they're approaching the red zone. So from the 34-yard line, shotgun formation, going to be a handoff. That's going to be to who is that? Is that my boy? Is that Deuce? No, it's Davis. Never mind, it's not Deuce. How about I said? I was like, it's a small running back. Davis. Which Davis is this? I don't know which Davis that is. Number 43. I have no idea who that is. Second down and 5. 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Shotgun formation. Gonna have actually no, sorry, under center. Javonte Williams in the backfield. Gonna be a hand up. Javonte Williams gonna try the right side up to the 25, 20, and down about the 18-yard line. First down 10 for the Cowboys. 11 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Probably gonna be the end of it, if I had to guess. Yep. So 3 seconds. That's gonna be the end of the first quarter. So 6-3 will be the final of the first quarter. Raiders been kind of dominating. However, it's been the fact that the defense has been able to tighten up when it gets to the red zone. I mean, that's what happened initially with the fumble. Like I said, the defense was able to toughen up. And then after about three chunk plays by the Raiders, Cowboys defense also at about like the 18-yard line able to actually put the pressure on the Raiders. So good job by both defenses. Las Vegas. What in the world is this? Oh, it's Avatar. It's like an Avatar Las Vegas thing. All right. For as much I'm complaining, I'll give y'all your props. You were the better team on Sunday, and you deserve the recognition for it. Bryce looked fantastic. Hope he can turn around his career. I hope so, too. Like I said, I think the fact that we weren't able to run the ball and Bryce played as well as he did definitely looks good on him because he didn't have like the aid of actually being able to run the ball. I mean, like for the most part, we were like, I think for most part of the game, we had like 2.9 yards per rush, which was atrocious. And so like not getting that help. Goodness gracious, he sliced that. I don't know. They're doing like a golf simulator. I don't know, some kind of. I think it's for Spectrum or something like that. Some weird kind of commercial. But yeah, the fact that we weren't able to run the ball, Bryce looked good. Got everyone involved as well. You got Tet, you got Xavier Legette, you got Jalen Coker, you got the tight ends involved. Rico Dowdle got involved. Like that kind of stuff really, really helps. That we can build upon of like showing like, and I'm going to eventually I'll probably have the video out tomorrow for the past midseason. I'm glad that I waited because it just shows like really anything's possible with the Panthers this season because we win in a lot of different ways and we lose in a lot of different ways as well. And so I don't quite know what the season is going to be like yet. So that's why I'm not making a decision on if we're going to be a playoff team or not until after the 49ers game because I'm like, I genuinely don't know. I generally have no clue. I'm hopeful, but at the same time, we are going to be going against the Buccaneers twice in 3 weeks at the very end. And the fact, too, we have the 49ers, the Rams, and also the Seahawks. Like, all three tough tests ahead. So, who knows? From the 18-yard line, first down 10, you got Javonte Williams to his right. Drops back a pass. Dak throws for the end zone, and it's going to be – did he catch that ball? Or was he out of bounds? Okay, George Pickens almost had an amazing grab. Holy crap. One hands it, but his feet were out of bounds. That is crazy. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. George, like I said, I don't like you as a person, but you're pretty good. You're a pretty good football player. Yeah, George. If you just look up George Pickens, Georgia antics. Also, no, you can also look at George Pickens' high school. He was not the best person in high school either. Second down 10 for the 18-yard line. Shotgun formation. Drops back to pass. And throws for the end zone again. And it's going to be wide open. And that's going to be CeeDee Lamb for the touchdown. So, the Cowboys, finally, the first touchdown of the day. 9-6 extra point by Brandon Aubrey. Make it 10-6 with 14:51 left to go in the second quarter. Goodness. I was in that spot last year thinking all our games would be losses. Hopefully, they find you a good coach next year that can get you back into a level that you would love to see them at. Yeah, like I said, Manuel, I was really hoping that Raheem Morris could try to turn it around, but with Michael Penix being down and if y'all completely bottom out, especially if y'all go 2-2 with those 4 winnable games, and you only have 5 wins this season, like he's probably gonna get fired. And I mean, there's a chance you could get Clint Kubiak as a head coach. I mean, you talked about it, Emmanuel. You talked about goodness gracious, getting Clint Kubiak as a head coach. So, I mean, that would be good for y'all. I mean, especially like that kind of style, of play. Um, Dude, moving Drake London around would be good. Try to get him like match a mismatch. You'd actually use Kyle Pitts some too, because like Barner's been looking pretty good, or he has at certain weeks. Um, as long as you get another good DC to kind of pair with Clint Kubiak, who has good, references, not references, but like has good connections, like you could possibly still get have a pretty good team. Goodness gracious, it's feeling worse. Oh my goodness, I got I gotta get more fluids in me. Uh, there we go. Like I said, I think my voice is just getting deeper too to kind of compromise. No, not compromise. That's the word I'm looking for. Um, but because of the fact that my throat's being kind of scratchy, I'm hoping it's not sounding too boring. I'm trying to still do it. Goodness gracious. They're showing Call of Duty Black Ops 7 commercial. I have never played Call of Duty in my life. Never have. I was never into like the shooting games. I never. I mean, I was always like a Madden, college football kind of game. I was pretty good at it. Pretty good. I thought about doing it on the channel, but I'm like, nah, because I'm never going to get like the newest one because I one don't have the money to try to pay for a new console, and two don't have the money. I mean, I probably could, but I don't want to spend that kind of money on something I don't use that much. I gave Morris so much slack. I know he's but the fan base knows he's butt. Even he knows he's butt. I hope he's gone soon. I will cherish that fired post for eons. Well, I mean, you also got to cherish, the Arthur Smith firing too. If we bottom out, I at least want to bottom out without him. He's just a joy kill. Sucks the soul out of any room he's in. Uh, kind of, maybe. I don't know if he's more like I don't know if a killjoy is the right word I would use for Ricky Morris. I just think he just says it plainly. I think he just says it plainly. And sometimes it comes across as came back really early. I don't love the fact that he's back, but he's played 10 snaps, had one tackle. So from the 31-yard line of that return, shotgun formation with Jen to his left. Going to be a play action pass. Got pressure. He's going to skate the pocket. Is going to scramble to the 35 and slides up a 39-yard line. Get him 8 yards there, and it's going to be second down about 2 for the Raiders. Ooh. Goodness gracious. Actually going to say it's a gain of 7, so second down 3. Goodness gracious. Pete Carroll's still chewing so much gum every single day. That should be a false start. How is it not a false start? A handoff to Reed Mostert gets about 4 yards and play first down 10 for the Raiders, but like Forsyth started way too early, like way too early. That all right. They have. I'll say this too. I'll say this the last time I streamed too. They have not been calling false starts as much as they should because there have been some obvious ones. So first down 10, 13:40 left to go in the second quarter. Two tight ends to the left, under center, in the backfield. Going to be a play action pass, and he's going to dump it off, and that's going to be way too low for Trey Tucker. Second down 10 for the Raiders. Right now they're showing Brock Bowers and Geno Smith. I just hope they don't have an amazing day. But I mean, hand up to Genty, who's going up to a 45, up to a 50, and he's going to actually get the first down, get about 12 yards there. So first down 10 for the Raiders. 13-20, let's go second quarter. Still 10-6, but the Raiders are on the other side of the field. If your voice is getting hoarse, you should think something hot like tea. Even hot or to warm tea. Cold liquids are not good for recovery. I'm speaking from experience. Messed myself up for like a week. Ooh. Well, it's not bad. Like I said, like right now it's not bad. But then it might get worse. If it does get worse, then I will switch it up. I mean, that should be a flag. That's going to be a dump off. Unfortunately, Genty does not hang on to it. Second down 10, but that should have been a hold. They were holding on Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams and also Clark, I think. Both the defense tackles. Genty only has a 120-plus yard rush this season. Only has one. It's not a surprise because like your offensive line is kind of booty, but still. Second down 10, shotgun formation. He's got Brock Bowers to his left, Genty to his right. Drops back a pass, and he's going to get sacked. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. It's going to be third down to like 17. And that's Quinnen Williams with his first sack as a Dallas Cowboy. Look at there. And Pan to the Jones. Pan to the Jones. Show him. Third down 19. So, yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it's a bad offensive line, so it's not a surprise. It's literally against the center, and yes, one-on-one, so that he's winning that all time. All right, so third down 19, shotgun formation, running back to his right, draws back to pass, and as he gets the pressure, steps in the pocket, is going to try to avoid the rush, checks it down to Genty, pops it up in the air, should be incomplete pass, but yeah, probably incomplete pass. So fourth down 19, and that is, who is that? I can't tell who that is. Fourth and 19, punt is about to be underway. 12 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Still 10-6. It get worse the day of straining my voice. I felt fine the day after cracking at every other word. Ooh. Okay. I'll try to keep an eye on it. Like I said, I do need to be careful, especially because I got to be teaching. So, AJ Cole on putting this ball away. And is that delay a game? Why are you taking delay a game? All right, well, still fourth down, obviously, so I'm going to just punt it back a little bit. I guess give Cole a little bit more leg room so he can just kind of pin this one as deep as possibly can. So, 4th and 25. And that is going to be kind of a line drive. Going to be returned about the 7-yard line to the 10 to the 15, up to about the 20, and down to the 21-yard line. I mean, Turpin got absolutely smashed. Goodness gracious. So first down 10 for the Cowboys, 11:49 left to go in the second quarter. What in the world? Okay, so we got an Elvis impersonator. For some odd reason, I don't know. All right. I know it's Vegas, but still. See, why the daggum AI? It's literally AI. It's literally AI progressive. Why are we doing AI animal in cars? I don't. It looks so bad. It looks so bad. I'm sick and tired of seeing it all the time. I've also said this before too. It's always interesting to see during the Christmas season. Why do you have just one big G Gucci earring, Miley? What are we doing? But it's always interesting to see like during like the holiday season, especially like during Christmas season, even before Christmas season. like all the different ad companies that have like Santa in their ad campaign. There's a lot of them. It's like a lot. Yeah, I mean, like we talk about it. Like it's not a different one. Like it's the same as the one that I talked about before. I don't like the fact that we have these daggone AI ads. Like it shouldn't be that hard. Also, why in the world are you an AI grader? What? Grammarly. Yeah. Like so we talk about all the time on this channel. We don't like AI. Don't like it. Not a fan. Like if you're, especially if you're like Coca Cola. I mean, you're Coca Cola. You're what was that other one? Was it Progressive? No, I don't know who it was. But like you're a huge company. You have the money to pay people. So why are you not paying somebody to do it? Like it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does make sense from your perspective. You're like, well, I'm saving money. No, just no. The Hall of Excellence. So from the 21-yard line, under center, Dak Prescott with looks like Williams in the backfield. Yep. Going to be a hand up to Williams, who's going to size the defender. Oh, good lord, he got absolutely whopped number 52. So it's going to be it was Roberts. Depends on which Roberts it is. Second down and 10 for the Cowboys. Yeah, Max Crosby got immediate pressure. I mean, he was being blocked by Schoonmaker, so that was not a wise decision by the Cowboys. Yep, Landon Roberts. Gotcha. Second down 10 from about the 20.5 yard line. Shotgun formation, running back to his left. Drops back a pass, and he's going to throw, and that's going to be to George Pickens up to 25. I mean, he's bullying his way to get that first down. Did he get it? Depends on the spot. He might have gotten that first down. He absolutely just like stiff armed the cornerback. Yes, he did. First down 10 for the Cowboys. It was like a 4 yard catch, and then he just bullied his cornerback and be like, "I am getting," and it's Eric Stokes too. Just bullied his cornerback like, "I am getting the first down." So first down 10 for the Cowboys. 10:39 left to go in the second quarter. Under center, two tight ends. Now actually going to send Ferguson in motion. Going to be a play action pass, and is going to dump it off way too low for the tight end. They're letting it play up, but that's an incomplete pass. That definitely hit the ground. If it didn't, it's like a 5 yard gain, but I'm pretty sure that one hit the ground. Let's see here. And yeah, easy, hit the ground. I am glad that they let it play out at least, but it's pretty clear this incomplete pass. So second down 10. 10:26 left to go in the second quarter. Still 10-6. From the 31-yard line, under center, Williams in the backfield. Going to send tight into motion, Ferguson. Going to drop back a pass and throw speed George Pickens, and he gets absolutely slung down. I believe that's that Devin White? Yeah, Devin White on the coverage. So third down and about 5. Nope, third down and about 4. So gain of 6 yards there. So third down 4, shotgun formation. Right back to his right, draws back a pass, and he's going to throw, and that's going to be caught. That's going to be CeeDee Lamb up to about the 47-yard line. A first down 10 for the Cowboys on the Raiders side of the field. 9:40 left to go, second quarter, still 10-6. Let's see if the Cowboys can add on to this lead. Under center, two tight end set. Going to be a handoff to Davis. Going to try the left side. He's going to bunch up, bring it all the way to about the 38-yard line. Will be just short of the first down. Second down inches for Davis. I'm trying to think who that is. It's got to be like a rookie or somebody. Who was a rookie Davis that the Cowboys took? I just can't think of anybody. I can't think of who it is. I got no idea. So second down and about an inch. Dak under center. Going to be a handoff to Javonte Williams. Going to get the first down and not much else. Got like about maybe a yard afterwards. So gain of 2 yards there. First down 10 for the Cowboys. 8:22 left to go in the second quarter. Dak going to be under center. One time in set. Going to have Ferguson to his left. Now moving to the right. Going to be a flash pass, and good job by Javonte Williams. Caught by CeeDee Lamb, gets about the 15-yard line, but Javonte Williams had a great pass protection on that play. Picked up Devin White. First down 10 for the Cowboys. 7:40 left to go in the second quarter. Only a 4-point game, but the Cowboys might be able to make it a little bit bigger of a lead if they can. So from the 14-yard line, first down 10, Dak Prescott under center. Going to send Lipke into motion. Now motion back out. Going to be a flash pass. Will be heading off to Williams, who gets like nothing. Max Crosby got a really good jump on that play, created havoc, and there was nothing that Williams could really do. Got back to the line of scrimmage, so at least there's that. But 7 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Still 10-6. Let's see. Like I said, is that Terrell Edmonds? Is Terrell Edmonds on the Raiders? I saw that face, and I'm like, it looked like an Edmond. So shotgun formation, 2 tight ends to the left. Draws back to pass, and Dak's going to check it down to Williams, who's going to size up the defender and basically by the line of scrimmage. He got absolutely nothing there. Third down 10. Both linebackers on the coverage there. I mean, Landon Roberts and also Devin White. So third down 10. Again, if the Cowboys again are just, in the red zone, just falter, it's gonna be stupid. Like this has happened every single time. So third down 10 from the 14-yard line. Dak surveying the field, checking to the line. Got Lipke to his left. That should be a false start. No, what in the world? Toss to Lipke. He's actually spinning. He's going to be just a yard short. That's a bad spot. It'd be fourth down about a yard and a half. Cowboys definitely going for it. I mean, why not? You're like 4th and 1 at like the 5-yard line. You kind of need to. Yeah, from about the 5.5-yard line. Dak going to be under center. Actually, not going to be shotgun formation. And the Cowboys call a timeout. I don't mind it. Especially like you got 5:19 left to go second quarter. You want to make sure you get this. I don't mind the timeout. All right, 4th down and 1. Dak going to be a shotgun formation. Bunch to the right. Javonte Williams to his left. Now motion to the right. Drops back a pass. Throws, and that's going to be a touchdown, and that's going to be to Ferguson with a touchdown. 5:16 left to go in the second quarter. 16-6. Edgepoint making an 11-point game. There we go. Like I said, I did say 31 to 20. If it's 31 to 20 at the end of this game, I'm gonna be living it up because, like I said, my pick'ems was terrible this week. I was picking up some upsets, and the upsets that I picked did not happen. That's false start. False start on the left guard, so back him up a little bit more. Please don't. Well, actually, I kind of want you to miss it, Brandon Aubrey, but I'd rather you not miss it. So Tyler Bass is the one who false started. Dak so far 12 for 17, 148, and 2 touchdowns. Kick is up, kick is good. Yep. I mean, kind of figure this one happen. So 17-6, 5-16. Let's go second quarter. All Dallas so far. False starts can happen on extra points. The more you know. Yes, they can. A lot of stuff can happen on extra point. You could have a leaping on extra point, though. I wouldn't recommend it. Be very surprised if I did. All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom since we're at the commercial break. Sorry I missed some of the play call. It's second down 10 for the Raiders. 4:21 left to go second quarter. From the 38-yard line, shotgun formation, running back to his left. Geno Smith trips to the right, drops back to pass, throws, and that's going to be incomplete for Brock Bowers. Thankfully, third down 10, 4:17 left to go second quarter. Yeah, there I am. Sorry, my stomach's also been not been feeling the best too, so that's a double whammy. Voice and then also messed up stomach, unfortunately. So 4:17 left to go second quarter, 17-6. Raiders so far 0 for 4 on third downs. Let's see if that changes on third down 10. Shotgun formation, running back to his left. Now Jinty's going to help pass protection. That should be a false start, but not going to be called. Throws to the right side, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to be up to the 40, the 50, up to about the 40-something yard line, and that's going to be none other than Tyler Lockett with the catch and grab. On Deron Bland, so first down 10 for the Raiders, 4:04, let's go second quarter. Raiders, please score a touchdown. Without giving it to Trey Tucker or Brock Bowers would be nice. Wouldn't it be nice? Maybe. Under center, going to have Jinty in the backfield. 2 tight ends to the left. Going to be a play-action pass, and he's going to check it down to Jinty, who's going to get up to the 45, up to about the 40-yard line before he gets smacked down. Still, 8-yard gain, second down about 2 for the Raiders. 3:25 going to second. Like I said, just drain the clock and score a TD. So from the 40-yard line, second down 2, empty set for Geno. And it's going to be a check down. It's going to be Jinty who's going to get the first down to the 35 and cuts again. Gets him to the 30-yard line. So nice job by there by Jinty. So first down 10 for the Raiders. Under 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Raiders probably going to drain this clock down. I would say probably run and then get us to the 2-minute warning. Yeah, great spin move. His knee was down right there. Okay, so he didn't quite get to the 30. He got to the 32. All right, so 31-yard line. Geno Smith under center. 2 tight ends to the left. Going to be a flash pass, and Geno Smith is going to throw down the field, and that's going to be tipped up in the air. Picked 10, 15, 20. Marquise Bell to the 30-yard line and out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. Cowboys get the ball back. 2:24. Let's go second quarter. They have 2 timeouts remaining, and like I said, it wasn't a great pass by Geno, but it got popped in the air and picked off. I need Brock Bowers to not have any more yards. Same here, and for Williams, to get 3 TDs. Looks like I lost this week in fantasy. Yeah, I'm holding on hope. I don't need Trey Tucker, Brock Bowers, and Aubrey to combine for 30 points. And so far, it's okay. So I think they have 12 combined. I'll double check in a second, but yeah, my fantasy week could have done better if I just started Ted McMillan, but I decided not to, which was a dumb mistake. Like I said, it's not the best thrown ball by Geno Smith. He throws it right here. It popped up in the air by number 59, and then it goes right into the hands of Marquise Bell. So, under center, going to be a play-action pass, and he's got all day to throw. Takes a deep shot, and he's going to try to go to George Pickens, and George Pickens forces an incompletion, and Toby, same exact players. Both my games are far out of reach. On the game this early is kind of crazy. Like I said, he literally tore his ACL. Going to be a handoff to Williams, who loses a yard. Loses a yard. Third down and 11. Going to get a 2-minute warning. They say third down and 10, but he literally lost a yard, so I just not getting anything. So the Raiders might end up getting this. Getting this ball back. Obviously, you have all three timeouts. So the Raiders. So I mean, the Cowboys probably going to either run the ball or somebody that try to force them to call a timeout. You'll have like two timeouts left. You'll have like a minute 50, maybe 50 something left to go in the second quarter. Hopefully you can get a score. Like I said, hopefully you can drive down the field and score a touchdown. You were in prime position earlier. You just, didn't do what you're supposed to be doing. Which is typical what the Raiders have been doing this year. Just not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Supposed to be scoring? Nah, we're going to throw a pick. Which is like, it got popping in the air, so I understand, like, there's like, will you throw it to him? Yeah. But you're not supposed to just throw the best throw to Brock Bowers. Oh, goodness. What's up there, Parker? How you doing? Yes, James Franklin is, in fact, the new head coach for Virginia Tech. That was announced, a couple hours ago, I think, Parker? But yeah, James Franklin did. I forgot to mention that. I was actually waiting for you, Parker. James Franklin is in fact going to be the new Virginia Tech head coach. It is kind of interesting the fact that Brent Pry was the head coach for Virginia Tech, who was the old DC for Penn State under James Franklin, and then James Franklin takes over for Virginia Tech. But he knows the area. He knows how to recruit. He's built back programs like Vanderbilt, like Penn State. So it makes sense as why like Virginia Tech wants him. Parker, do you know how much or has those been announced yet? I don't know if that has been announced how much he's going to be making at Virginia Tech. But like I said, with the ACC and how they are right now, James Franklin's going to be in a little better situation to potentially try to win a conference because he hasn't done that yet. But he'll be in a better position now that he's at Virginia Tech instead of being at Penn State, where you have to compete with Michigan and Ohio State, and now Oregon and whatnot, Indiana. Goodness gracious. So come back from a 2-minute warning. Still 17-6. Third down 10. Javonte Williams to his right, and it's going to be a drop back to pass. Throws a lob, and it's going to be incomplete, and that's going to be a flag on number 30. First down 10 for the Raiders, for the Cowboys. Yeah, it was Holmes on the coverage, and he was kind of holding on to C.D. Lamb. So easy first down, easy hold on the defensive pass interference on the Raiders. So first down 10 for the Cowboys. Oh, Malcolm Kuntz also. Tyler Guyton. Tyler Guyton, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? So he basically got Malcolm Kuntz into punching him. Yeah. And so that's another flag. So this is probably going to be added on too, but it was pass interference on Holmes, like he was holding on to CeeDee Lamb. So CeeDee Lamb couldn't even try. So it's pass interference on him. But then also it's a punch by Malcolm Kuntz, so that's going to add even more yardage to the play. So I have no idea what the Cowboys are going to be starting at, but we're going to be starting in a great field position with 2 timeouts, 155. Like I said, right here. Yeah, like I said, it's in also like Tyler Guyton. Went to Oklahoma. Your acting lessons, maybe if you're going to Texas, you might be able to talk to Matthew McConaughey, but that was not a good acting lessons right there. That was kind of terrible there, Tyler Guyton. Literally just like after the fact, just like, ah! And then falls on the ground, is writhing in pain. Don't be doing that. I say it gets caught on camera, so don't be doing that. So from the 49-yard line of the 48-yard line of the Raiders, it's going to be a handoff to Javonte Williams. Got big room, 45-40, up to the 35, and cuts back outside and down to about the 32-yard line. Ref said he was down, so it's at the 32-yard line. Though the Cowboys did technically pick it up, but ref said he was down. So first down to the 32-yard line for the Cowboys. Parker, will James Franklin leave Virginia Tech football? Maybe eventually. He's not going to do it now. Yeah. I guess they're doing a review to make sure he didn't fumble the ball, but okay, no, we're good. 1:20 left to go second quarter. Like I said, you still got 2 timeouts for the Cowboys. Clock is up, so I'm assuming they're going to do a review. James Franklin will leave Virginia Tech football probably in, let's see, if James Franklin can repeat his success where he's able to build back a program, 3 or 4 years, he might be getting called to try to go to a bigger program. Or he could stay. I mean, I don't know. If you like where you're at, especially like at his age, he'll be, let's see, he's like 50 something right now. So if he's there for 3 or 4 years, he'll be nearing like late 50s. He could maybe go to like a bigger job, but James Franklin might just end up staying in Virginia Tech, especially if like they have like up and down years and are not back up to consistency. Now, if he gets them to be a contender, then like yes, that's a false start. If he gets them to be a contender, then yes, like he will get a look at it like another big job, and he'll probably take it. But do I think he's going to leave anytime soon? No. James Franklin more like he's going to be staying like 3 or 4 years, that kind of thing. Maybe longer. All right, so first down 15, 1:20 left to go in the second quarter. Cowboys had to call a timeout to stop the 10-second runoff. So now they only have one. So first down 15 from the 38-yard line, drops back a pass, and is going to avoid the pressure, throws down the field. That's going to be caught. That's going to be George Pickens up to 20, 15, 10, cuts back inside 5, and walks in for the score. George Pickens scores touchdown, 23-6. 1:10 left to go in second quarter, and that's going to be a flag on George Pickens because he decided he wanted to hug the goalpost just like what what you call it, Jameson Williams did. George Pickens always trying to copy somebody. Yeah, it was one-on-one coverage. Also, great job by offensive line. Really great job by Tyler Smith right here. Like I say, he's going to pick up Max Crosby, allows Dak Prescott to step up in the pocket. George Pickens plants in the ground. He's going to be too fast, so he just cuts back inside. Easy touchdown. All right, so this is a 48-yard extra point. Kick is up, kick is good. So, again, oh, there's a flag. Hold up a second. Hold up a second. What's the flag on? It might be on the Raiders. Make it a little bit easier of an extra point. And they might not take it, but it depends on if it happened after. If it happened after the kick, then like they're gonna assess it on the kickoff. I think it's prior to the play. Goodness. Are the Cowboys going to go for it? There's like a flag. I just saw Dak put his helmet on. I saw George Pickens put his helmet on. Okay. I don't know what the discussion's on. Like, I don't have. Then why the world did you have the offense like hook up? I don't know. There was like just somebody lined up in the neutral zone, so I don't know why they literally was like, "Oh, Dak's going to be strapped up." Then George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb strapped up. It was like, were they going for two? But yeah. So 24-6, 1:10 left to go second quarter. Parker, will Lane Kiffin go to coach LSU football? I don't think so. There's a couple of reasons why I say that. One, how LSU football has kind of been, like, especially since they fired Brian Kelly, there's three main things that have kind of happened that I think a lot of coaches that honestly should want to go to LSU because it's top 5 job, are going to be like, I'm good with it. Like for instance, one, the whole entire debacle with LSU at the very beginning of the coaching search, where you basically had the governor be leading the charge. No coach is going to want to have to deal with that. So that just seems like ineptitude, and it kind of was. Number two, Lane more than likely is, if he leaves Ole Miss, would take the Florida job than the LSU job. Though I mean, like he could still probably take the LSU job, but I don't think so. The third, well, no, sorry. Second one is if Lane left Ole Miss to coach at LSU, that would be going to a rival. And as much as Ole Miss loves Lane Kiffin, if he were to go to a rival, like the Magnolia Bowl, if he was able to go to the Magnolia Bowl rival and coaching LSU against the Ole Miss, it would not go well, because I can guarantee you the Ole Miss faithful was not going to be very happy with him leaving them for their rivals. And really the last one too, Ole Miss over the last couple of weeks, especially as these coaching searches have gone on, the more and more that I'm hearing, the more and more I'm seeing the red carpet that Ole Miss is trying to give Lane, to basically allow Lane, hey, please stay. Please, for the love of God, of all things holy, please stay. We will make sure that you are taken care of. We will provide everything for you. We want you to stay here. We want you to have a history here. So if Lane leaves, it's for Florida. If he doesn't, he stays at Ole Miss. I just don't see him trying to take the LSU job because of everything that's kind of going on with LSU, and also his connections to what he already has. Going to be a return to the 25 up to 30, and before he gets absolutely not good night. First down 10 from the 30-yard line to 104 left to go in the second quarter. Raiders down big. Did y'all see that James Franklin got the Virginia Tech job? Yep. Like I said, we talked about it. We talked about the fact that because Parker kept asking about who's taking the Virginia Tech job, and we were talking about they're obviously going to work for the winners, and I was thinking about people who had actually recruited there too. I can't remember if during my research that James Franklin was. I think he was at Maryland. I don't think he was at Virginia Tech, but I know he was at Maryland as an OC back in the day. Overshown. That should be a flag. No? Okay, they're not going to call a flag. All right, we're good. So 58 seconds left to go. We'll throw out to Raheem Mostert. Surprised it wasn't flagged, but still I'm glad it isn't. Second down, about 5. But yeah, Virginia Tech gets their head coach. They get somebody who knows the area. Get somebody who's been able to almost a pick by Deron Bland. They were able to find a guy who's known for rebuilding programs like Vanderbilt, like Penn State. So who knows? It might want to work out for him. If not, it'll just be I don't think it'll be a bad hire. Let's say that. I don't think it's gonna be a bad hire. What's the flag on? Oh, on the other side. Okay, yeah. Who is that? What are you doing, bud? All right, so first down 10. Drops back a pass. Sides to the defender. Rolls it to his right. Throws in the run. Has to be caught. And that's going to be Trey Tucker up to the 35-yard line. First down 10 for the Raiders. They got all 3 timeouts. 42 seconds left. Clock continues to run. Raiders trash. You know what? I believe you're correct there, the director. I think 2-7. I think 2-7 is a very good reflection of who they actually are. They're showing the returning for injury and the trade deadline acquisitions for the Cowboys. Like I said, I am excited to see how the Cowboy defense does later on in the season, especially when they get some of the harder games up. But the Raiders aren't really that tough of a test. But yeah, the director, how are you feeling after the Chiefs loss? I mean, you should be happy because the Oklahoma won. So Oklahoma won, so you should be happy about that. But how do you feel after the Chiefs? Unfortunate loss. 46 left to go second quarter. Still 24-6. Raiders are driving. First down 10 to the 35-yard line. Geno Smith going to be in shotgun formation with Raheem Mostert to his right. Bunch to the left. Draws back to pass and throws across the middle. Be caught by Brock Bowers up to the 28-yard line. Second down, about 3. Raiders call a second timeout, make it 34 seconds left with only one timeout. Will Texas A&M football beat Sanford or not? Yes, they should, Parker. If they don't, it would be hilarious. But yes, they should. Chiefs will still make the playoffs. We can kiss the division goodbye. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty fair. You do have a tough road ahead. Like I said, the Texans have a really good defense. It's going to make it a little bit tough game. You got the Colts next. I think that there's a chance that Patrick Mahomes can beat the Colts for the first time in the regular season. Then you got the Broncos again. You got the Chargers again. You got the Raiders at the end of the season. Who else do you have again? You have an easier game too. I'm trying to remember who it was. Going to be throws to the right side, and that's going to be incomplete, way over the head of Michael Mayer. And it's going to be 3rd down and 3, 29 seconds left to go in the second quarter. But yeah, I predicted at the very beginning of the season that you would be 11-6, and you'd lose the division to the Chiefs. To the Broncos, and yeah, it looks like it might be the case. That Broncos defense is definitely for real. So, shotgun formation, Raheem Mostert to his right. From the 28-yard line. Going to send Tyler Lockett in motion up to the left. Draws back to pass. Going to be a screen pass to running back. So we'll get the first down up to about the 24-yard line. Clock will continue to run. 23 seconds. And they call their last timeout. So, Raiders call the last timeout. 23 seconds left. Down by 18 points. So, see what they can do. Emmanuel, you think Brian Schottenheimer will keep his job? The offense looks fantastic. The defense is just so beat up and lacking talent. Yeah, I mean, Schottenheimer having the offense humming. Your defense is kind of like, you have people coming back. You're thinking next year you should be good. That's why you give away the first-round pick for Quinnen Williams. I guess talking about that more also during the commercial break, but your idea, say if you're Jerry Jones, like we should be good next year. Shotgun formation, drops back to pass, and is going to get. I mean, that should either be a sack or that should be intentional grounding, one of the two. James Houston, are they calling an incomplete pass? I think they are. I think they're giving it to the fact that Raheem Mostert was relatively in the area. I don't really agree with that. Yeah, it's definitely a pass. I'll say that, but I think that should be more so intentional grounding than anything. Second down and 10. 15 seconds left. Goodness. Shotgun formation with Raheem Mostert to his left. Geno Smith going to be, let's see here. Drop back to pass. There's immediate flag. And be incomplete pass. So 14 seconds left to go second quarter. Don't know the flag is on, though. Might be like either illegal formation or something like that. Let's see here. Director, did you know Patrick Mahomes has never beaten the Colts in his career? I thought it was wait, no. He's beaten the Colts in the playoffs because that was the first year that he made the playoffs in 2018 where he beat Andrew Luck, but he's never beaten the Colts in the regular season. So that's well, you said Chiefs. You might have meant Colts. I don't know if you meant the Colts or the Chiefs. But yes, Mahomes hasn't beaten the Colts in the regular season, which I think he can. I think the Colts are a little overrated. I think that they're being helped out a lot by Jonathan Taylor. And that's going to be just a throwaway by Geno Smith. 8 seconds left to go second quarter, third down and 5. But yeah, I want the Chiefs to beat the Colts because it will make it a lot more interesting come December football. Well, really, like end of November, December football, especially for the AFC South. If the Colts lose, if the Colts win, then they still have a little bit of a lead over the Jaguars and what potentially could be a rising Texans team. Will Alabama football beat Eastern Illinois or not? Parker, oh, you're trying to make a joke. Oh, my bad. Yes, he has never beaten the Chiefs in his career. You know, hey, we don't say that now because you never know. Maybe Mahomes later on in his career, maybe he pulls a uh, well, that would be like a reverse. It could be that'd be crazy. What if he does like a reverse Montana and he goes to the 49ers like the twilight of his career? That would be hilarious. Anyways, third down and 5 from the 20-yard line. Shotgun formation where he Mostert to his right. Because Mahomes probably playing to like his 40s. Throws for the end zone, and that's going to be incomplete. Try to get it Brock Bowers. Now it's going to be Carson on the coverage. 4th and 5, 4 seconds, and the Raiders have to kick another field goal. Like I said, the Raiders just like it's every single time. It's not being able to do anything in the red zone. It just missed opportunities. It really is. Missed opportunities. So a 38-yard field goal attempt for Daniel Carlson. Kick is up. Kick is going to be good. So going into halftime, it's going to be 24-9. Raiders obviously losing, but the Raiders do get the ball to start the second half. So hopefully they can do something, anything at all. That's all we're hoping for. Goodness gracious. Ugh. But yeah, Cowboys pretty much been dominating this one so far. Their offense has been humming. I think they only have like 1 3 and out. Outside that's been like touchdowns or long drive field goals. So that was a weird cut. Okay. I mean, we kind of expected this though. I mean, you kind of expect the Cowboys to come out. They got defensive improvements. Your offense has been humming. You're just hoping that your defense plays a little bit better. And so far, it has. I mean, it's giving up yards, but it's been like buckling down when it gets to like to red zone. So it's been kind of helpful. Will Georgia football beats this Charlotte? Yes, Georgia should. Georgia should beat them. They are peaking at a really good time. Georgia football, like I said, their defense been coming up clutch. Offense been humming along. Gunnar Stockton's been playing really, really well. Like Gunnar Stockton's been playing himself into next year being consideration for being a first-round pick potentially. I mean, like I didn't really believe that much in Gunnar Stockton, but I mean he's been playing really well. He's been playing to enough where if Georgia continues to have a good year, if they have a deep playoff run, and he continues to play well, like in a very, very stacked. I mean, this is an absolutely stacked 2027 draft class. Like he could be like QB3 in 2027. So you never know. Is that who? I can't tell who is rapping. Is that? I can't tell who is rapping, but somebody's in the halftime show. Goodness, sorry about that. Y'all see that Myles Garrett is on track for 25 and a half sacks on the year. Hope he gets it. He's one of my favorite defenders in the league. That's pretty crazy. It took Tom Brady 20 years to finally beat the Patriots. Never give up. Exactly. Like I said, don't let your dreams be dreams. I mean, if you're Aaron Rodgers, you're hoping that you could beat the Packers, and you never could. So, it's unfortunate for him. Because I think the only people who've been able to beat every single team is Drew Brees. Isn't it 3? Isn't it Drew Brees, Brett Favre, and Peyton Manning? No, Tom Brady's able to beat them, so like 4. I think it's 4 teams, four QBs who have been able to beat every single team in the league. I know it's a controversial take, but I don't care. Garrett over T.J. Watt. You know what? Here's the thing, Emmanuel. It's only a controversial take if you're a Steelers fan. I don't want to say, because also one, they play technically 2 different positions. Like one is more of like an edge rusher, one is more of like outside linebacker. But Garrett's amazing against the run. T.J. Watt, okay against the run. Like he's pretty solid. But like as far as both being pass rushers, like Garrett's been more consistent. T.J. Watt's hasn't been the last couple years because he's also been injured. So I mean, I don't think that's that hot of a take. I don't think it's that controversial take there, Emmanuel. I think most people outside of Pittsburgh agree that Garrett is better than T.J. Watt. If not, then like I mean, if you think about like really like the last 3 years, who's been more consistent? Garrett. Garrett's been more consistent the last 3 years. Like definitely like 4 or 5 years ago, like yeah, like it's a lot more closer than like you'd be like, whoa, T.J. Watt's been more so this year than Garrett, but especially this year, it's a no brainer. Garrett's been better, but I would say the last 3 years, Garrett has overtaken T.J. Watt. It's gonna be interesting to see who's the next like after Garrett and Watt really hit their downward spiral. Who's going to be the next kind of group of major pass rushers that are like taking over the league? Oh yeah, Steelers fans, truth. Watts, treat Watts like the second coming of Ray Lewis. Kind of yeah, great player. No diss on him, but Garrett is the Browns franchise. I agree with that statement. Also, Garrett doesn't have as much help as T.J. Watt, and it's not like I said. It's more so complimenting the Steelers actually being a well-run franchise. Like, even though he's old, like Cameron Hayward's still an amazing presence on the inside. Does the Browns have really good pressure in the inside? I mean, they're hoping they get that in Mason Graham as he continues to get older. But like, okay, so Vegas is showing on halftime like the new like Fire and Ash like. They pan to a fan who's like, "What the heck is this?" Yeah, if I don't know anything about the Fire and Ash, I have no idea what this is. I just see something flying in the air. Then again, I haven't seen the second one, so I have no idea about Avatar. But like I said, I saw the first one, but that was when I was like very, very young. Um, but yeah, like the Browns can invest in their defense to make it a little bit easier on Garrett. So like, they'll have a top 10 pick for sure for their own. They have the Jaguars' first round pick to probably go somebody on offense. Okay, Ashley, this is a good question. So Browns more likely to get a top 10 pick, maybe top five, depending on where they end up in the season. Do you think the Browns will take a QB? I'm not so convinced they will because of the fact that I think the Browns be too good to get a QB because I think that, in my opinion, I think the Jets take a QB and I think the Rams trade up in the first round. The Rams trade up in the first round to get their QB of the future to maybe put like a year behind uh, Matthew Stafford. And I think Stafford probably has. I would probably say Stafford has like another good year left. Um, Maybe 2 years. I just know how it's kind of been with Stafford and his back issues. He's had back issues. He's had elbow issues. So if I'm the Rams and you've been gifted the fact that the Falcons are probably going to finish the season at worst 5-12, at best 7-10, um, that's going to be in that either 6 to 9 range. I think there's a possibility that you trade up and you get his replacement. Will UCF football beat UAB? As much as I would love UAB to upset USF, I don't think it's going to happen. I love UAB. I love UAB. Like I said, Alabama team, love Birmingham, but unfortunately, I think they're probably going to lose. Jared Verse Defensive Player of the Year, JSN Offensive Player of the Year, Jonathan Taylor MVP. Now, director, I can get behind that. I would love for Jared Verse to finally get the love that he rightfully deserves. I loved him coming out of Florida State. JSN has, I mean, especially if he continues on his, if he legitimately continues on his path, especially who the Seahawks have coming up, like he has another like opportunity to have some really great games. Like I think it's kind of a no-brainer between him or Jonathan Taylor. But if Jonathan Taylor does win MVP, it'll be the first time since 2012 that we had a running back win MVP, and I would love that Love that for the NFL. Because I think this is the year. I think this is probably the year that you have um, a running back win MVP. One, because Drake May's another quarterback that's been playing really well. However, he's a second year QB. So is he going to get the love to try to get MVP? Last year, Josh Allen finally got his. So if Josh Allen was continue to have like a really good year, like he doesn't have the oh, we got to give him his MVP now. He already got his MVP. Um, there's still like a little bit of like fatigue with Mahomes, so like he probably won't get MVP talk. Lamar's been out for too long. Um, a lot of the competing quarterbacks to try to get the MVP have either floundered or um, they more than likely won't be picked for MVP because they've already had their time in the sun. Like Mahomes having a great season to begin with, then it's kind of floundered a little bit, here and there. It's like against the Bills, against the Broncos. Um, Baker Mayfield is another one that, initially was having a lot, then he's been kind of off too. But I still think that he probably has a good enough shot, especially if the Bucks continue to win somehow with all the injuries that they've had. I can understand it. I would really want to go to someone other than a QB though this year. I want this to be the year. Hopefully. Is there any tier one QB prospect? They all like Cam Ward, where somewhere go number one because of positional value. Um, there's no tier one, but I still like Simpson and Mendoza. Like, I think Simpson has a higher ceiling than Mendoza right now. From what I'm thinking of, I think Simpson has a higher ceiling, though he's a lower floor. I would love Mendoza if Mendoza is able to go to the Rams, if Ty Simpson gets taken by the Jets, just say, um, let's say Titans are the first overall pick, they take Ruben Bain Jr. or somebody on the first overall pick. Jets might become number two. They take Ty Simpson maybe. If the Saints are the third pick, I could legitimately see the Saints trying to trade back because if they feel good about Tyler Shug, they could legitimately be like, all right, well, let's just stockpile picks and take all the Rams picks and still have a top 10 pick to help improve your team right now. I would actually like that because Mendoza to me, he is. I'm trying to think of the best way to kind of describe him. He is a top tier facilitator. And that's what I kind of see as a Shanahan slash McVay kind of system. Is in those kind of systems, you have to be an excellent facilitator, have a pretty decent arm, but you're you have everything up here. And I think Mendoza does. And whenever I say facilitator, a lot of people think I'm dissing him. I'm not. I don't think he has that high of a ceiling compared to what Ty Simpson could be, with Ty Simpson getting a little more, so this is technically his first year starting, and he's had some really amazing throws, some bad decision making that I think that hopefully can be kind of coached out of him in the NFL, depending on where he goes. And obviously, Jets do not have a good track record of developing QBs, but there's always hope. And so I think I probably have Simpson above Mendoza, but I won't have it much high. I'm probably going to have them higher than Cam Ward, though, comparison. I think I might have them higher than Cam Ward, but not by much. And I still like Cam Ward, too. So, I still like them. Let's see here. Hasn't happened since 2012 when Adrian Peterson won MVP after coming back off of torn ACL the year prior and keeping the Bears out of the playoffs that year. Yes, he did. Adrian Peterson, another one too. That after football, holy crap! It has been rough for Adrian Peterson with everything he's been doing. Comeback Player of the Year, Aiden Hutchinson. Oh yeah, for sure. Director for sure. Aiden Hutchinson still being as good as he is, coming off injury. I don't think I think it's a runaway for Aiden Hutchinson to win Comeback Player of the Year because next year's probably Joe Burrow, which is going to be sucking for him because he doesn't he doesn't want to be Comeback Player of the Year, but he's injured for most of the season. If he comes back has a good year, more like he's going to win it. I mean, I'm trying to think who would be in the running for comeback player of the year besides Aiden Hutchinson. Uh, I can't really think of anybody. So like, I think that's the reason why I think Aiden Hutchinson's like just like kind of just running away with it. Like it would be surprising me if somebody else wins it. Will Miami Hurricane football beat Virginia Tech or not? They should. Like I said, Virginia Tech not very good this year. Miami a little overrated, but like their talent value is through the roof. Also, they're trying to make a case for them to make it to the college football playoff. So I'll be surprised if Virginia Tech the one that Miami trips up on. I think Miami has a good shot of tripping up on somebody. Like they're going to lose to somebody. I'm also hoping they just don't make the playoffs because, like I said, I don't feel that confident Miami can do anything in the playoffs. But yeah, I think they'll probably win Virginia Tech, unless Carson Beck decides, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play awful this today. Three tight ends set up to the left, going to be a pitch out to Ashton Genty, and they read it perfectly. He lost like 4 yards. Dominic Azaraku pushed him out of bounds. Surprised there's not a flag there. I'm glad they're not doing that. I'm glad they're not doing a late hit out of bounds kind of flags. But that's like losing by like 4 yards there. So second down 14. Not his fault. Player of the year, Cam Ward. That director, that is perfect. Like the fact that Cam Ward, yes, like he's had some bad plays. Like we're not totally dismissing him like of like having problems, but he's also a rookie, and he's had some amazing throws that's been dropped. So I mean, third to Tyler Lockett, who gets up to about the 37-yard line, so it'll be third down about 5 for the Raiders. But yeah, I feel bad for Cam. Honestly, like I said, if the Tennessee Titans get the first overall pick, they're probably going to try to trade it away to get as much picks as possible. So that's probably the best thing for the Titans. Honestly, if you can get somebody to be hyped up and try to get either Ty Simpson or Mendoza, try to get as many picks as you possibly can and try to rebuild that offense. Drop back to pass, third down 6, and he's going to dump it off, and that's going to be incomplete. Try to get to Brock Bowers, but unfortunately, Deron Bland pretty good coverage there. So fourth down to 6 for the Raiders, still down 24-9. Got to punt this ball away, 13:35 left to go in the third quarter. Oh, hot take: is Joe Burrow the new if man? Like we all now know, he's a top 3 QB potential. And he's even arguably achieved it. But who cares if you can be the best in the league, but you can only play 1/3 of the year? It's a decent. Punt's going to go in the back of the end zone for a touchback. That's an interesting point. I think part of it, though, is that you give him the benefit of the doubt because you just know the Bengals' offensive line is not good. So I think that's the other thing, too. Like, I agree with you, Emmanuel, like, the fact that he's not able to stay healthy, but, like, you can't really blame him because either they haven't invested in offensive line, or what they have invested hasn't worked out, or it's still, like, work in progress. Like, I think Amir Smith's more a work in progress. I think he's done decently compared to some of the other decisions they've been making. But if I am like judging his overall career at the same exact time, like, he had the deep playoff run where they made the Super Bowl. He had the deep playoff run where they made it to the conference championship game and lost to the Chiefs after they called it Burrowhead, dumb decision. Because that was Joseph Asai late hit on Patrick Mahomes that led to the first down. My thing is this. I think we give it 2 more years. I think after 2 more years, if Joe Burrow continues to have that where he's still not able to stay healthy, then I think that it's going to be like, okay, we can't be having that. Like, so he got hurt his rookie year. He got hurt this year. He got hurt in 2023 because that was when Jake Browning had his master class, where people thought that Jake Brown was going to be good. I kind of did too. Oh, yeah, I remember him at Washington. Um, so it's been like every other year. So it's been 3 years where he's had 3 years where he's been injured, and 3 years where he hasn't been. So if it's 2 more years after this, and he continues on the pathway of we find ways to get injured, and like we're not, and like I said, you have a lot of money put in him, and he's not able to actually, you know, help guide the team to wins. Like I could understand, probably say he's more of an if man. Then I would say that at that point, then yes. Will Ohio State football beat Rutgers or not? Parker, yes. Ohio State's a really good team. Rutgers is not. Ohio State also is trying to make sure they do not trip up, especially when they have to do Michigan at the very end of the season, because that's a possibility where they could lose and then miss out on a chance of making the Big Ten championship game. A run by Javonte Williams gets about 6 yards there, so second down about 4 for the Cowboys. 3:13 left to go for a third quarter. Emmanuel, that's just my longly worded way to say rename the Comeback Player of the Year award, the Joe Award, Burrow or Flacco. Both works, but I have a feeling I feel a lot worse for one of them. Yeah, I feel a lot worse for Flacco. I'm just kidding, for Joe Burrow, because it consistently happens. It consistently happens. Throws out to George Pickens, who is going to somehow, some way get a first down. Came back for that one, just kind of like was spinning and spinning and spinning, a little spin cycle, and got the first down. Gained about 4 yards there. First down 10 for the Cowboys, still 24-9. Burrow might have more comeback player of the year awards than some random stat, let's say playoff wins. If he doesn't make the playoffs the next 2 seasons and doesn't win them, then maybe. 'Cause he already has 2, right? I think he has 2 comeback player of the year awards. Yeah. And he's won, let's see, 3. No, he's already won 5, or either 5 or 6 playoff wins. So probably not. Probably not. All right, so gave him 2 yards in that run. Second down 8. 11:45 to go in the third quarter. Goodness. They keep on paying to Jerry Jones, obviously. He's got to see his Cowboys. So from the 33-yard line, Dak going to be in technically shotgun formation. Drops back to pass. He's got time, and he's going to dump it off to his tight end. Ferguson up to the 35-yard line. Runs through White, who gets picked up another 2 yards. So for the 37-yard line, it'll be third down about 3 or 4. Parker, will Louisville football beat SMU or not? That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I'll tell you after this play, because I got to think about that one. It's kind of a tough one to decide. Third down and 4. Gonna be in shotgun formation, right back to his right. Going to throw George Pickens, gets the first down, up to the 40, up to about the 45-yard line, and up to the 50. I see avoids another tackle, up to the 45, continues to go down to the 39-yard line. He will not be stopped. I say that in more ways than one, because he was, like I said, not a great person in high school and also in college. First down 10 for the Cowboys. I have to keep on saying that because, like I said, it is true about George Pickens. But he is a good football player. Let's see here. Talking about the Louisville. You know what? I'm going to go SMU. I think it's going to be a back and forth kind of game. Louisville, unfortunately, already feels like their season's in the tank. It would be unfortunate if they go on a losing streak. But I want to believe in SMU. Let me believe in SMU. SMU, please. Old Rhett Lashley. Dump off to Hunter Lipke. Gets about 12 yards in the play. First down 10 for the Cowboys. 9:50 left to go in the third quarter. Who will be your worst coach of the year? For me, it's Zach Taylor. Ooh, worst coach. Okay. Worst coach of the year's got to be Callahan, right? Yeah, it's got to be Callahan. Brian Callahan. Okay. Are we talking about one who's still employed, or one anyone who's been fired. Because if it's like for the whole entire season, they'll probably be Zach Taylor. If it's whoever gets fired, it's got to be Brian Callahan. Going to be a handoff. It's going to be Javonte Williams gets about 6 yards in the carry. It's going to be second down and 4 for the Cowboys. Like I said, deep inside Raiders territory at the 24-yard line. But yeah, I would probably say Brian Callahan, absolutely awful. Director, do fire coaches count? Yep, that's what I'm going to say, Emmanuel. Will Notre Dame football beat Syracuse? Yes, Notre Dame should. I don't want them to. I don't want Notre Dame to make it into the college football playoff, but they probably will, unfortunately. Second down and 4 from the 24-yard line. Under center, with Javonte, no, actually going to be Davis in the backfield. Going to be handed to Davis, who's going to try in the middle of the field. Gets up to about, he got to the 5-yard. I got 5-yard gain. It's be first down to the 19-yard line for the Cowboys. Good run there by Davis. 8:32 left to go in the third quarter. Right now they're showing the playoff predictor right now. Bucks are 4th seed at 6-4. The Panthers are 6-5. That's where we can go. Over the Cowboys at 3-5-1. About 5 games out of being in the actual playoff race, so don't know why they showed them. Dak rolling out, going to check it down to Ferguson, who gets nothing. Second down and 10. Clock will continue to run. Will Maryland football beat Michigan or not? I'm so iffy on Michigan. Like, I think they're decent. I think they're good, but do I think they'll get upset by Maryland? I don't think so. I think it'll be closer than it should be. I think it'll be closer than it should be because, like I said, Michigan's been kind of doing that this year. Because that Northwestern game should not have been as close as it was. Throw to George Pickens. He gets the first down to 10, 5, and down to the 2-yard line. George Pickens is having an amazing day so far. First to goal. 9:15 left to go in the third quarter. I mean, Kai Blue Kelly, I'm so sorry, but you're getting absolutely cooked. Cooked every day of the week. Honestly, it's also kind of sad. I mean, it's like a well done steak at this point. But I mean, Harrison Davis going bounce up to the left side. He's going to get like maybe a yard. So second goal from the 2. But yeah, I would say Michigan wins. I don't feel confident with Maryland, but I don't feel confident with really Michigan. But I know that Michigan will somehow make it a game against Ohio State. Even though as much as I love Ohio State this year, they'll find some way. So second goal from the 2. 6:37 left to go in the third quarter. Still 24-9. Good night. 331 yards compared to 171 for the Raiders. Under center, going to be a play action pass, and Dak throws for the end zone, and that's going to be, is that Flournoy? Yes, it is. Flournoy with a touchdown, and that will make it 30-9. Actually, will make it 31-9. It's 6:19 left to go in the third quarter. And it's all Cowboys today. Gotta figure that much. Will Tennessee football beat Florida or not? Ooh, Parker. Now that is interesting. Florida gives Ole Miss a run for their money. Tennessee don't feel as good. But Tennessee's passing attack is pretty good, though. So, let's see here. I'm concerned a little bit with Tennessee's focus, especially where, their next week is going to be Vandy, and Vandy is really good. So, do I think it's going to be a trap game? I don't think it's going to be a trap game. I would probably go Tennessee by 3. I'd probably go Tennessee by 3. I feel like it's going to be a good game. I feel like Florida's really talented too. That's the thing. Florida's really talented. They should have been better this year than they are. Like I said, I'll probably say Tennessee wins 31-28, something like that. Like I said, I think a little bit higher scoring game. Be a fun game to watch. I think Tennessee is going to try to make sure they can try to get to one of those good bowl games. They're out of the playoff race, but they could still potentially make it to a pretty good bowl. Sorry, my throat gets stopped up. Will Vandy beat Kentucky or not? Um, Kentucky's been odd, been very odd, because they've been playing better as of late, which is almost gonna is if it saves Mark Stoops' job, it's gonna be hilarious because every like Kentucky fan that I've talked to wants Mark Stoops gone, but he's been saving his job. Do I think they upset Vandy? I hope not. Like I said, I want Vandy to make it to the college football playoffs. So like they have to beat Kentucky, they have to beat Tennessee. Um, obviously, Vandy coming off the bye after surviving against Auburn. I think they probably clean some stuff up, and I'm gonna say that Vandy pulls away late. I think it'll be close to begin with. I think Pavia might make a couple of mistakes. 'Cause like I said, I think Kentucky's been kind of opportunistic defense the last couple of weeks. Then again, you are going against Auburn and Florida and whatnot, but they've been a lot more opportunistic. I think maybe Pavia either has like a fumble or interception early in the game. Probably might makes it closer than it should be because it sets up the Kentucky offense a little bit better. Because uh, isn't it Cutter Boley? I think it's his name. The quarterback for Kentucky. He's a freshman. He's been playing pretty well. So I think that he probably has a decent game because like Auburn's offense was able to do some damage against Vanderbilt's defense, who was before then looking pretty decent. Um, so I think Kentucky does get on the board a couple of times, but I'll believe in Vandy, and I just really want them to make the college football playoffs. So Vandy pulls away late, but it is a fun game to watch nonetheless. So push by the Raiders gets up to about the 30, or no, probably the 28, 29 yard line. It is 31-9, 6:09 left to go in the third quarter. Not looking good. Let's see here. Over under Justin Fields, uh, 2,365.5 passing yards in the year. How many passing yards does he have right now? Because I don't think that he actually hit that. First down 10 from the 38-yard line. Pistol formation. Jency in the backfield. Going to be a play action pass, and it's going to be a dump off to Jency up to the 40, up to about the 44-yard line. Second down and about second down about 4, the 6-yard game. Hello there, Zoe. How you doing? Sorry I had to dip out for a while, Ryan. We had a false alarm with the fire department. What have I missed? Complete domination by the Cowboys. They've been able to move the ball down the field, and then when they get to red zone, actually been able to execute and score touchdowns. Raiders, however, have not. Their 9 points have come off of them getting into the red zone and then floundering, and then just had to rely on Daniel Carlson to kick field goals. He's had like a 35, 38, and then like a 45-yarder so far. The 45-yarder, the Raiders were in the red zone and then had multiple penalties. Penalties and sacks brought them back outside the red zone, but still started the red zone initially. So that's pretty much been it. Like for the Raiders, they've been able to move the ball, but then they just flounder like when the time actually matters. So third down and 1. Cowboys have not had a stop all season on third down and 1. So see if it happens here. They're 18 for 18. Geno Smith under center. And was it a flag? I think it's going to be a false start. Yeah. False start on the offense. So third down and 6 for the Raiders as Stone Forsythe, former Florida Gator, called for the false start. Goodness gracious. Will Kansas State football beat Utah or not? Kansas State been kind of disappointing this year. I'm gonna probably go with Utah. I think Utah is a little bit better. Utah, let's see, they have like 2 or 3 losses in the season. I think Utah's also trying to get to a pretty good bowl too, so I don't think they'll flounder against Kansas State. Geno Smith drops by the pass, steps in the pocket, throws, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to be Brock Bowers. Going to be just short of the first down marker, gains 5 yards. Great job by Deron Bland. Fourth down and 1. Let's see here. 1,259 yards on 6.2 yards per catch. Bro has mid wide receiver numbers. LOL. Who we talking about? Who? Wait. Manuel, who we talking about? Yards per catch. Oh, okay. About to say, I was like, who talking about? Yeah. So do I think that Justin Fields will get double that in less games? No. If that's how many yards Justin Fields has passing, I would take the under super hard. I don't think he's gonna have. I don't think at this point Justin Fields is gonna have an amazing passing day. Like he would have to back to back good passing days in order to have a good season. Like not really a good season for 2,300 yards, but it's okay. Glad to hear everything is fine now, Zoe. Yes, very good that we didn't have. Thankfully, it was just a false alarm. Um, Justin Fields, can we see the first starting QB to have under? Oh, he's definitely the first starting QB under 2,000 passing yards. Um, will Iowa football beat Michigan State or not? Yes, Iowa football believe in their defense. They almost beat Oregon. I was so hoping that they would. But yeah, Iowa should beat Michigan State. Michigan State's not good this year. And, like I said, Iowa has opportunistic defense. I think they probably get like a pick or something like that, sets them up pretty nicely. And hopefully their offense doesn't flounder. That's all I'm hoping for. But yes. Emmanuel, I'm trying to think of who's another team that had under 2,000 passing yards. Let's see. Goodness gracious. I'm sorry. This commercial takes me out because it's Miley Cyrus for Gucci, and it's like one earring that's like basically as big as her neck, and just one earring. I don't get it. I mean, I'm definitely not. You can look at me. I am not the pinnacle of fashion, but I don't understand just one, and it's like just like right here. Um, let's see here, Parker. Will Arkansas football beat Texas or not? It would be hilarious if they wouldn't. Arkansas is a good enough offense to keep themselves in the game, but their defense is trash. So after getting thoroughly beat down by, yeah, after getting thoroughly beat down by Georgia, I think they'll be motivated to try to end their season on a positive note. So I would say they probably beat them. I would say that Texas probably beats um, Arkansas. 4th and 1, a toss on 4th and 1. It gets the first down, but barely. Why are we doing a toss? I don't love that play call. I don't love that play call. Ooh, Dominic Rocky on that last play got a little bit banged up. So first down 10 for the Raiders. I mean, he got absolutely just trounced by Stone Forsythe. From the 49-yard line, pistol formation, Raheem Mostert behind him. Going to be a play action pass. Dumps it off to Michael Mayer, who's going to get the first. Oh, he's close enough to the first down. Depends on where mark him. Might mark him just short, but I think I'm getting first down. Yep, second down about like 1. 3:15 left to go in the third quarter. Troy Aikman had a passer rating of 64.3 with 1,632 yards in 11 games. Yeesh, that's rough. That's pretty rough. Second down 2, 3 tight ends to the left. Gonna send Brock Bowers in motion up to the right. Geno Smith and fakes the throw. Is going to throw to Trey Tucker up to the 40, to the 35, up to about the 31-yard line. Okay, so I probably lost this week, but I guess. Zoe, yep, me too, Dobie. They think it was probably the building's furnace that was turned back on for the first time in months. It smelled quite smoky. That would make sense, I guess, especially with some of the colder months coming in. I've never had. It doesn't really get too that cold down here in the South. So that definitely helps. We don't have to. I mean, a lot of places don't even really have basements when you think about it. And it's going to be a drop screen pass. Try to get to Brock Bowers. Unfortunately, he did not catch that. Well, fortunately for me, he did not catch that. So second down 10. Um, but yeah, I guess like the first time probably a lot more smoky. Parker, will Georgia Tech football beat Pittsburgh or not? Oh man, that's gonna be tough. Uh, Georgia Tech has not been as impressive as they have been, especially the last couple of weeks. I really want them to win. I'm probably going to go with them just because I want them to win, but it's going to be super duper close. Going to be a draw play for about 2 yards. This will be it. Third down 8. 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Yeah, it's not looking the best for Georgia Tech because they have Pittsburgh and then they have Georgia. They have two back-to-back really hard tests. They already have one loss. Um, and if they get another loss, especially if they lose to Georgia and then they lose in the ACC championship game, they'll be out. I mean, they might be out even if they win the ACC championship game. I don't know. The college football playoff definitely does not like the ACC, unless you're Miami. Third down 8, drops back to pass. Geno Smith throws to the left side. That's caught, and that's going to be none other than Tyler Lockett up to the 19-yard line. So, first down 10 for the Raiders. 1:20 left to go in the third quarter. Yeah, I'm going to pick Georgia Tech, man, because I just want them to win. But Pittsburgh's pretty good. They did get mollywopped by Notre Dame, which makes Notre Dame look better, which I hate. Oh, gosh. I hate. That was awful. It that's what it felt like. That was awful. Goodness gracious. From the 19-yard line under center, Genty in the backfield. But I said Trey Tucker in motion up to the right. Going to be a handoff to Genty, who's going to get like 2-yard loss. I mean, there was nowhere for him to go. They just crashed down on there. So second down 12. Hold up. After messing around on StatMuse, the Falcons are second in the league in sacks. I truly can't believe it. I can't believe how crappy we are in spite of it. I mean, like you said, you told us that in three weeks you've had 18 sacks. I mean, it's been kind of like a consistent thing that you've been able to get after people. It just sucks that your offense has not been where it needs to be. Second down 11, drops back to pass, and Geno Smith tries to avoid the sack and is going to go up to 20 and gets tripped up by Jadeveon Clowney, but it does pick up about 2 yards, third down and long, in the third quarter, still 31-9. Will Cincinnati beat BYU or not? Parker, let's see. Both of them coming off of losses. Cincinnati losing to Arizona. BYU getting absolutely trounced by Texas Tech, who's a really good team. I'll say that BYU wins, so that it's like a rematch of the Big 12 championship game, BYU versus Cincinnati. So I'll say BYU wins. I think they're the better team. Plus, also, if you're BYU, you're still fighting for the playoff spot. If you're Cincinnati, you're probably not going to get one. Though, I mean, you can still technically make it to the Big 12 championship game. But I would probably go with BYU. I'd probably go with BYU. I just think they're a better team. Goodness gracious. Let's see here. What'd you say there, Manuel? The monkey's paw is a hell of a drug. I remember during the draft say we're getting those opposing QBs, but didn't expect this is the only thing we can do well. Yeah, well, you can run the ball well with Bijan sometimes, not consistently, but pretty good. You can pass the ball sometimes, Drake London, and maybe Kyle Pitts, but that's about it. And you can, every now and then you have a good play from your youngsters, especially in the secondary. The Falcons are still a good team. That's the thing. The Falcons are a good team. It's just they have been unlucky this year, and then bad play call and bad execution on offense. The first Panthers versus Falcons game was Michael Penix playing awful, and then the rest of the team trying to keep y'all in the game. But those two picks, the pick six and the other pick, like really was a backbreaker. So like you're still a good team. It's just you've had like games like that where the rest of your team is trying to keep you in the game, and then something happens, whether it be play calling or bad execution, and it just holds you back severely. But I mean, at least you got James Pierce Jr. and like you got that don't your first round pick, but just try to hopefully get the right guy in there. Whether it be a new OC, obviously got a new OC, or new head coach. Will UNC football beat Duke or not? Basketball? No, I'm just kidding. Football. Parker, I don't really believe in UNC. I'm sorry, I don't. So I'll probably say Duke. Third Brock Bowers, he gets a couple yards, be fourth down at about what 3, maybe 4. It's about a 4-yard, 6-yard gain. So it's still 31-9. The game's pretty much out of hand unless the Raiders make it a immaculate comeback, but don't think that's going to happen. So Geno Smith going to be shotgun formation with Genty to his left. This is almost a 7-minute drive. Like I said, you're down by multiple scores and you're taking up a 7-minute drive. Probably not the best. Geno Smith drops back to pass and is going to step in the pocket. He's going to run. He's going to try to get the first down. He gets the first down. 10, 5, and slide. Geno. He slid at the 5-yard line, first and goal. I mean, didn't even try to get in the score. He could probably have scored. Will NC State football beat FSU or not? They should. Like I said, Florida State hasn't been good this year. Mike Norvell is on. I mean, he's probably going to get fired. I would be very surprised if he isn't. So I think NC State might be the nail in the coffin because then they'll play Florida, and I'm pretty sure is Florida going to be playing for bowl eligibility if they lose this week, or are they already going to be knocked out? I can't remember. Oh no, they did lose to Kentucky, so I think they aren't going to be in bowl eligibility. Yeah, I lost some fantasy. Touchdown, Trey Tucker on a screen pass, 31-15. Hopefully the Raiders go for 2. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Parker, will Oregon Ducks football beat UNC or not? See, USC, not UNC. Sorry, USC. I just don't have that much faith in Lincoln Riley, if I'm gonna be honest. I have a lot more faith in Dan Lanning than I do with Lincoln Riley. So coaching edge, I'm probably gonna give it Oregon. Oregon's a younger team. Edge point, by the way, is up and good, so it is 31-16. Oregon is a younger team, which is the reason why I felt that they would probably make the college football playoff, but I didn't feel like they would make a move in the college football playoff. So I'm probably still going to go with them because, like I said, if they lose to UNC, USC, they're pretty much out. So go with Oregon. USC, I think they're still like a year away from actually competing in the Big Ten. I think Oregon's going to be pretty good next year. I think Dante Moore's going to come back. They got weapons. Obviously, Sadiq is going to be gone next year. He's going to be, tied in probably 1, if I had to guess, unless somebody really falls in love with somebody else. So I would probably say Oregon wins, though. A lot of people are going to be looking at the Oregon versus Iowa game and be like, well, Oregon almost lost to Iowa. Yeah, Iowa's defense is pretty stinking good. So, yeah, don't forget about Iowa being a pretty good defense. So, Parker, I'll be honest with you. Will Missouri Tigers beat Oklahoma Sooners? I'm sorry. I really like Hardy. And he ran wild on Mississippi State. However, Mississippi State's defense is not Oklahoma's defense. and Oklahoma is going to stuff your run game. Like I'll be very interested to see how Caden Green goes against that interior because that interior for Oklahoma is pretty good. Um, but I think that Brett Venables is going to sell out and is going to stack the boxes because all you do is mainly you do zone runs and a well-coached defense like a Brett Venables defense is probably going to try to shut down your run game. If they're able to, I have no faith in your QB. Like he's a freshman. It's gonna suck, like I said, because he's a freshman. But like, I just don't have any faith at all. I don't have any faith at all that you can be able to win. I think you can make it close. I think you can make it close. But um, if I'm Brett Venables, I know I gotta win this game and try to keep my playoff hopes alive. And I'm going to be stacking the box to make sure that, okay, this freshman QB has to try to beat us. So, unfortunately. He returned the 5-yard line, up to the 10, up to the 15, up to the 20, up to the 25, up to the 30, up to the 35, 40, up to about the 43-yard line. That is turpentine. 31-16, by the way. The Cowboys are up 13-16 left to go in the fourth quarter. That's the reason why I was letting you know it's kind of a funny little thing there. Emmanuel, I wasn't able to watch the Texas-Georgia game. What were some highlights and key takeaways from it? Well, I streamed it. It was an interesting game, to say the least. Georgia was up by 11, and then they did the onside kick, the surprise onside kick. Pretty much just won the game. Like, if you look at Sark's face, you can kind of tell that, okay, he realized he just lost the game because then it stole possession away from Texas. Georgia went down the field and scored, and it pretty much put the game away. It was 35-10 was the final score. Great run there by Javonte Williams. Gets about 4 yards on the carry. He initially was stopped with about a 1-yard loss, but fights his way through. So second down about 5 for the Cowboys. But yeah, it was a good one. Gunnar Stockton had like 5 touchdowns, I believe, against Texas. He was very efficient as well. So like your Georgia's offense was kind of humming along. And then Georgia's defense once again absolutely dominates the run game. And to put it in perspective of how much they dominated the run game, here is what the what Texas Longhorns in the 3 games that they have played Georgia. So the 2 games last year, this game. How many rushing yards have they had combined in those 3 games? Like 82 or 83. In 3 games, 82 yards. Which is ridiculous. It's crazy. So that kind of tells you the name of the game. Like, they're not able to run the ball. They haven't really been able to run the ball. And that's going to be – and is that a catch? No, incomplete pass to Turpin. 4th down 7. Cowboys got to punt this ball away. But, yeah. So, like I said, it's like – yeah, he drops it. Like I said, I feel very good about Georgia, and it just exposes what Texas can do. Like, if Texas can actually be able to run the ball, then like you have a shot at being a good team because you're taking the pressure off of Arch. But when you're putting all the pressure on Arch, like especially against a good defense like Georgia, like it's not going to work out well for you. All right, return is at the 5-yard line. Trey Tucker tries to backpedal, and he loses a couple yards. So he's going to be back at like the 2-yard line because he backpedaled even more after he returned it. So it'll be 1st down 10 for the 2-yard line for the Raiders, down by 15. Not a smart system by Trey Tucker. If I was him, I would just try to let it bounce and try to block somebody. So 11:43 left to go in the 4th quarter. Going to go to commercial break. My nose is stopped up. What is this commercial before? Ooh. Oh. didn't know what the commercial was about. It was about the Epstein files. Okay, I had no clue what the commercial was about. I was like, what is this commercial? I was like, oh, it's probably about about like sexual assault or something like that. And it was Epstein files. Like there's been 5 administrations. I was like, oh, as soon as I saw 5 administrations, I was like, oh, I know exactly what this is. Oh, okay, yeah. No, they definitely release those. It is very interesting the time and place that we are at because I'm teaching civics and so one of the things we teach about is the rule of law and how no one is above the law. And yeah, like you have some difficult conversation with some of the students who are like ask questions. They're like, well, then why is this happening? I'm like, like yeah, I don't know how to answer your question. No, I don't go with that way, but like in my mind, in the split second, I have to think for a second of how I'm going to respond because, yeah, very interesting to teach civics now. We're actually finishing up talking about citizenship and like different responsibilities and rights you have. We kind of talked about that a little bit earlier, and then I'll be very excited to see how they do the next unit, which is about budgeting. So that's gonna be fun. It's a little thing that Alabama has standard of is talking about budgeting. I love the budget. I love the budget, and this will also be good for the students to know because, like I said, when you get older, you gotta know how to budget. I think there's everybody here that doesn't know, but in case you don't know, I am a teacher. So I don't know. I think everybody's here knows I'm a teacher, but just in case you don't know, so don't know understand what I'm talking about. False start by the Raiders. Uh, so back them up like a yard because they're at the 2 yard line. So not much else you can go. DJ Glaze. Alex said DJ Glaze is such a fun name. A fun name for the Raiders, especially at Las Vegas. DJ Glaze. All right, so from the 1 yard line, first down and 11. Geno Smith under center. Two tight ends to the left. Going to be a handoff, Genty. And is he going to get all the way out? It might be a safety. Is it a safety? Is it a safety? Did he get out? Yes, it is a safety by the Cowboys. 33-16, 11:36 of going the fourth quarter. What kind of face was that, Gino? It was like, so it looked like this. Yeah, see, he not even close. He didn't even get close to getting all the way out. Good job there by the Cowboys getting that safety. Ezra my boy. Donovan Ezra from Boston College. Loved him coming out with the tackle, the immediate pressure, and then I said Genty doesn't get the ball all the way out. Well, no, the ball's still all the way back in. Genty, by the way, 6 rushes for 6 yards. Just letting you know. Just letting you know, it's not been quite good for their Genty. Nope. Except the Raiders' offensive line is not good, but still, like 6 rushes for 6 yards is not very good. That I'll put that lightly. Not very good. All right, Cowboys, just run the ball and drain the clock. Run the ball and drain the clock. And run the ball and drain the clock. Let me actually check and see on fantasy-wise if I am losing. More than likely I am. But I want to check and see. Fantasy ball rankings. Da-da-da, da-da-da. I have Aubrey, Tucker, and Brock Bowers combined for 30. then I lose. Gosh. Let's see here. All right, so let's see here. Trey Tucker has 14. Brock Bowers has 12. So yeah, I lost because, like I said, I had Brock Bowers and Trey Tucker and Brandon Aubrey all had to have less than 30, and that did not happen. So punt about to be underway, and it's going to be an onside punt. That's the first time I've ever seen that. And it's caught by George Pickens. So there you go. I've never seen an onside punt before. I'm surprised like a Raiders player didn't like try volleyball pop it back, so you give your team a better chance to try to recover it. And they're just looking, and then it hits the ground first, and then Pickens picks it up. But the Raiders had a shot at it, and they just looked up in the air, which is like, why don't you look up in the air? So 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Shotgun formation. Running back to his right. Dak going to be a handoff. That's going to be to Javonte Williams. Gets up to the 35. And that's about it. So gain about 3 yards there. 2nd down 7. 11:30 left to go in the fourth. My like I said, it's all congestion. Always happens. Javonte Williams, by the way, is 18 for 74. Does not have the touchdown though. 2nd down 7 from the 40-yard line. 35-yard line. Sorry. Dak going to be in shotgun formation. Javonte Williams to his right. Play clock at 5, 4, 3. Drop back and pass. And throws will be to CeeDee Lamb. He's about a yard short. He was down. So it'll be 3rd down and 1 from the 29-yard line. 10:40 left to go in the fourth quarter. So your Cowboys, Quinnen Williams looks good. Yes, he does. Like I said, I think he had his second half, I think. About 3 or 4 pressures. Oh, that's right. That's what I was going to talk about before. Thank you so much for reminding me there, Director, talking about Quinnen Williams. So, if I'm Dallas, I'll win this game before 5-1. By the way, they got to call a timeout. It's 3rd and 1. Dallas got to call a timeout. They didn't like what they had. But if you're 4-5-1, will you make the playoffs this year? No. You have to you got to go on a win streak, and you've got some tough opponents ahead of you. I don't think you will. It'd take you a miracle to make it. But if you're the Cowboys, you look to next year, where you have another year of Quinnen Williams. You're going to probably pay George Pickens. You have CeeDee Lamb. Javonte Williams has been pretty good for you. Your offensive line, when healthy, is really, really good. So your offense should be good. Your defense can improve, especially with a healthier defense. Lipke gets 5 yards in the carry, so 1st down 10 for the Cowboys. 10:08 left to go in the fourth quarter. So if you look at offense-wise, so Tyler Guyton, Terrence Steele, your tackles, your guards, 2 Tylers, and then you got Cooper Beebe as your center. So that's a pretty stinking good offensive line. You got Javonte Williams, been playing really well, so he goes into his 2nd year in your system. And so you got CeeDee Lamb, you got George Pickens, you got Ferguson. So you've got your main guys, and you got some contributors like Flournoy and Turpin and Tolbert, that kind of stuff. Not Jonathan Mingo that you traded a 4th-round pick for. First down 10 going to be a flash of pass, and Dak's going to dump it off. That's going to be a Turpentine who gets like maybe back to line of scrimmage. Has to be tackled by Jonathan. Jamal Adams, second down and 10, 9, 20 left to go in the fourth quarter. If you're looking at Cowboys defense, Ezra Rocky's been pretty good. So if you, with one of your first round picks, pick up another good edge rusher, like I said, you're able to get two edge rushers with good interior pressure with Quinnen Williams and Clark. Your linebacker should be better, especially with Logan Wilson and Overshawn coming back fully healthy. And then your secondary should be better. That should be a false start. They didn't call it. It should be a false start on Terrence Steele. Williams gets a nice little gain there all the way to the 11-yard line, and Max Crosby is like, hey, like he freaking moved. So that should be a false start on Terrence Steele. All right, but your defense should be better if you're Dallas. You have if you hit on the first round edge rusher, which I'm pretty sure they'll go with first round edge rusher. Unnecessary roughness on Tyler Booker. What? All right. What exactly did he do? Let's see here. Yeah, like I say that's a false start on the right tackle, but they didn't call it. And then what unnecessary roughness? What in the world is unnecessary roughness? Oh, yeah, late hit. Oh, that was so stupid. What are you doing? Yeah, Tyler Booker is so stupid for that. He, like, hit Adam Butler really, really late. Oh, is that Thomas Booker's number 99? Oh, I forgot he's on the Raiders. Thomas Booker, Stanford defensive tackle, about 2 or 3 years ago was drafted. That's who was number 9 after before him. That for some odd reason I thought it was Jared Tillery. I think I just see 99. I'm like, Tillery. So how is it still first down 10? I guess because, it happened after the fact, so I guess that's the reason why. So it was the first down run, and then they got the call for the unsportsmanlike conduct, so that's the reason why I pushed back. So still first down 10, 8:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Then I'll continue to talk about the Dallas Cowboys defense. Shotgun formation, running back to his left. Draws back a pass, and it's going to be a screen pass to Ferguson up to the 25, up to the 20, and gets pushed out of bounds about the 19-yard line. Well, they're going to say the 20-yard line. So second down about 4. But your Dallas Cowboys defense should be better on defensive line. Healthy Overshown with Logan Wilson makes your linebackers a little bit better. And your secondary with Siobhan Ravel, if he can pan out, with Deron Bland, with Diggs. If you decide to want to try to trade Diggs, you maybe want to try to do that so you can save some more money to make some better moves, because why in the world did you pay both Deron Bland and Diggs that much money when they're not worth it? Going to be a handoff to Williams, who gets like a yard or two. It's going to be third down and short, but it's going to be third down like 2. 7:20 left to go in the fourth quarter. And like I said, if you're the secondary, your safeties aren't necessarily the best, but you could probably try to take one in the first round. So like your 2 first-round picks would be like an edge rusher and a safety, or you go safety in the second round. Try to get that a little bit better. Maybe. All right, third down 2. Dak going to be in shotgun formation with Javonte Williams to his right. 6:50 left to go in the fourth quarter. Goes to CeeDee Lamb in motion up to the left. Draws back a pass. Throws CeeDee Lamb up to the 15, up to about the 13-yard line. A first down 10 for the Cowboys. The clock will continue to run. 6:35 left to go in the fourth quarter. But yeah, I can see where the Cowboys are like, well, we should be better next year when we're healthy. And if we're like on par with the Packers, then it won't be that bad. It's basically like the Packers pick would be our pick. But you're also trying to make sure that you nail the first round picks. If you nail the first round picks, then obviously, like I said, you're doing a great job. But that's a big if. Dak under center. Going to send Tolbert into motion. Going to be a hand of Javonte Williams, who's going to try the middle of the field, gets him to 10 and down to about the 9-yard line. So nice little game there. Second down and 6 for the Cowboys. 5:50 left to go in the fourth quarter. Still 33-17. Sorry. 33-16. Parker, will Penn State in football beat Nebraska or not? I don't know. Let me think for a second. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Nebraska fan. Three tight ends to the left. Dak Prescott draws back a pass, throws, little check down. That's going to be to 89. He gets like 3 or 4, so it'll be third down about 3. Nebraska's been good this year. Penn State's been feisty as of late. You know what? Yeah, sure. I'll go with the underdog. I'll go Penn State underdog, winning the game. I don't care about either one of the teams, so like I don't know. I just probably say that Penn State, like I said, feisty enough. They almost beat Indiana, and you're hoping they kind of continue that, even though it's not a whiteout like what the Indiana game was. And just hope and pray that you can get a win, so you can get closer to possibly trying to go to a bowl game. So 4:25 to go in the fourth quarter. It's 4th and 2 after like maybe a 1-yard gain, maybe. So Cowboys are going for it. I don't mind. Just trying to drain as much clock as you possibly can. Like I said, I'd rather the Cowboys not score here. So I'm just going to take it all the way down and kick and then call timeout. If they want to kick a field goal, I mean, make it a 20-point game. Like, so it's already a 3-score game, so. Five head coaches since 2020 is tied for the most with Houston, Jacksonville, and, of course, Carolina Panthers. That sounds about right. But we do have one in Canales, so at least I can be happy about that. So 4th and 2 from the 5-yard line. This is over a 7.5-minute drive, only taking about 34 yards so far. C-Lamb came into motion to the left. Javonte Williams to his right. Dak drops back to pass, is getting pressure, throws, and that's going to be incomplete. It's a bad pass. CD was wide open. Oh my gosh, that hurt. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Like I said, my throat is hurting. Because, like I said, I was screaming yesterday at the Panthers-Falcons game. And that seems not help. That hurt. Oh, my goodness. All right, so 3:56 left to go in the fourth quarter. Still 33-16. Oh, gosh, that hurt. Emmanuel, did the Cowboys score a safety? Google score says 33-16, and I've been away. Yes, they did score a safety. So, the punt, was it the punt or was it? I'm trying to remember how they got down to the 2-yard line. But the Raiders started off the ball at the 2-yard line. And then they had a false start by DJ Glaze. And made like a 1st and 11 from the 1-yard line. And then they tried to run up the middle. And Donovan Ezeraku beat his man. Got to Ashton Genty, and then got reinforcements, and Genty didn't even get close to getting out of the end zone. So, easy safety, and then the Raiders tried to like an onside kick punt, like they just like punted up in the air. That was like hoping that the Cowboys would make a mistake, and but then George Pickens picked it up. So this is it was a 34-yard drive that took up over 7.5 minutes. So we have like 3:56, I think, left to go in the game. As a 3-score game, so it is over. It's been over, but like it's definitely over now. Best deals of the season. That's Verizon. Looky there. I got AT&T. I used to have Verizon, but where I'm at right now, AT&T is the best one for this, but for our area. Uh, that sneeze, like I said, makes my throat like. Uh, my voice is already feeling deeper than like normal, but now it's even deeper now because like I said, I don't want it to hurt my throat. All right, so first down, Tim of the 5 yard line, shotgun formation. Drops back a pass and is going to get some pressure. Checks it down to Genty, who gets up to about the 9 yard line. So again, a 4 yards there. Second down, 6. Second down, 6. So 3:35 to go to the fourth quarter. 33-16, by the way, in case you don't know. I guess they give him 5 yards. So second down, well, it's like second down and 5.5. Bunch to the right. Going to send Brock Bowers in motion up to the left. Draws back a pass. Geno Smith is going to throw to Brock Bowers, who gets about up to the 14 yard line. So third down and like 1.5. Emmanuel, well, if you don't count Pats Jets a good game, we've gone 2 weeks, 6 games without a good primetime game. Yeah, I mean, this wasn't bad. Like I said, at least it wasn't like terrible. Like even though it was like a little bit, you know, a blowout, it's been entertaining at least. I'll take this any day of the week better than 10-7. That's for sure. Draws back a pass, and Geno Smith is going to throw out of a sack, and it'll be 4th and 1. 2:36 left to go in the fourth quarter. Adigazua almost got himself a sack. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. So 4th and 1, 14 yard line. I formation. Going to be a flash to pass, and he is going to try to avoid the sack, and he's going to get sacked back at the 6. So Digazua did get a sack. Look at there. 2:31 left to go to the fourth quarter. It'll be first and goal for the 6. I'll give you more commentary, but there's not really much else to add. I hope we don't go to commercial break. We probably are, but I mean, we're about to go to 2-minute warning, so please don't. Thankfully, we're not. Okay, so first and goal, 2:31. Kneel the ball. Go to 2-minute warning. A flag? What we got a flag for? What happened? What even was that? I don't know what that was. Anyways, good night, y'all. I'm pretty tired. Hope y'all have a great week, and hope the football gods look kindly upon you. Thank you so much, there, Emmanuel. Like I said, I'm after this. After they kneel it all out, I'll probably end as well. Um, what are we doing? Stop, Terrence. What are you doing? Like I said, about to go to 2-minute warning. Gonna have a commercial break. Then just gonna keep on kneeling the ball. So, like I said, just formality at this point. But yeah, 33-16 is gonna be the ending score. So I was pretty stinking close. I said 31-20. That's pretty close. Okay, if you're Dallas and you're 4-5-1, Eagles pretty handily going to get one to win the division. Like unless like an epic collapse is going to happen, probably going to win the division. But you can make it a little bit interesting for yourself. Of course, you got to try to beat the Eagles, which going to be rough. You got to try to beat the Chiefs, going to be rough. You end the season on easy Commanders and Giants. You also have the Chargers, which the Chargers are hard to figure out. I don't know what to think about the Chargers. I predicted that the Cowboys would go like 8-8-1. At the very beginning of the season, I said 9-8, so like it'll be pretty close. But like in the season, they're like 8-8-1. But they have some easy games, but they also have some pretty tough ones ahead. They got to be able to try to win, and I think they have an opportunity to because I think their offense is good enough and their defense can't be solid enough with the reinforcement that they have. But I don't feel confident. Director, Coach of the Year, Ben Johnson, Bears will be good for years to come, even if Caleb Williams doesn't work out, which I think he will. I think he will too. Will Ben Johnson win Coach of the Year? If the Bears make the playoffs, then I can see it. I think he has a competition. Obviously, if the Panthers make the playoffs, like that would be like Coach of the Year worthy for Dave Canales. Ben Johnson's up there. Sometimes he goes like the best team, so like Sean McVay could still technically get it, like especially if the Rams are on a tear and like they win out, and the Rams somehow win out and they're like 15-2, like I think like obviously he'll be in consideration because he hasn't won a Coach of the Year since. What was that time did Sean McVay win a Coach of the Year when he went to Super Bowl the first time? I think. Who else could be Coach of the Year candidate? Let's see. They're never going to get Todd Bowles, even though like all the injuries that they've had. Kneel down with the Cowboys. Shane Steichen potentially, if the Colts continue to win games, especially like the turnaround that they've had, it could go to Shane Steichen. Let's see who else it could go to. Let's see AFC East. I mean, I don't think they're going to give it to Mike Vrabel, but Mike Vrabel's also up there for potential Coach of the Year after basically, I mean, the Patriots are a top 4 pick, and they are more than likely going to, go to the playoffs and win their division. Let's see who else could potentially win it. Those are the ones that come to mind. But like those are other potential options that could win Coach of the Year. But I agree, Ben Johnson, especially if Bears go in the playoffs, Ben Johnson more than likely might win Coach of the Year because he already has a lot of people love him. So he's a popular person. So voters are going to vote for him. Last one we got 42, 41, 40, and now we will kneel down, and that will be the end of the game. So 33-16 is your ending score. Panning back to Jerry. Got to show Jerry off. Got to show Jerry Jones. I don't know how many times he's shown Jerry, but I know it's more than 5 or 6. Anyways, what are we doing? Did the Raiders just call timeout? Did the Raiders just call a timeout? Why in the world did the clock stop? Oh, it's first down 10. That's why. And they're just going to kneel it down, too. All right, so that's the final kneel down. All right, so that's the end of the score. Obviously, I said 33-16. Raiders go 2-8 on their way to try to get a top 3 pick, maybe top 5, depending on how the rest of the season goes. They do have because the Raiders do have to play against the Browns and the who else? I think the Raiders also played the Jets. Cowboys, let's say you're 4-5-1. You have some pretty rough outings ahead. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Obviously, I think that Cowboys are a decent enough team, but I don't know if it's too late. If they had beaten the Cardinals, I would have felt a lot better about this team, but I just don't know if you're going to be able to do anything. So, but like I said, I will see y'all on Thursday. So the Texans versus Bills, that should be a really fun game. Um, Hoping it's going to be an amazing one. But I will see y'all in the next one.